a live watch along. A little bit late. I've had a very busy day. I hope you're all doing well out there. And actually, I'm going to put my one of my Christmas one of my Christmas um one of my Christmas one of my Christmas presents. Absolutely love this. It's an authentic. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Made in Scotland. It's an authentic scarf. And big up to Alex SR. I hope you're well. I hope you're all doing well out there. Stay warm and stay safe. And yes, it's yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start eating again. I'm starving, but it's I've been busy today, and I've just got in, and it's Aston Villa nil, West Ham 1, and I'm just going to quickly double check. It's local Quinces are currently beating Dortmund. Oh right. I'll have to have a look at that in a minute on the results on that. This one is coming towards half time. It's 43 minutes. I've got it at the moment. Aston Villa are losing to West Ham. Of course, West Ham are with a new manager, Graham Potter, and I have to say, I'm just going to quickly check that all the settings. So I'm using a device there. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. Got Petty for the guy there. Looking forward to the FA Cup. We've just signed a player at Palace, and also another one might be coming in, Roman Eze from Millwall. It's looking good stuff there. And let me just check that the stream looks okay at the other end. I just have to double check it, because the worst thing that you can have is you do the stream, and when you go and watch it back, there is no sound. Oh, thank you very much for hitting likes, people. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I'll tell you, sometimes she's doing tough doing this. So getting 2 likes there before I even check the sound. Yeah, that's gone all right. That's the sound looks okay, and I've right. I'm just going to quickly go back into the match. Oh, come on. I've got to make sure I don't show it. Oh, thank you, Alex SR. Thank you for letting me know that. That was also very helpful. Absolutely. Thank you, SR7. I can confirm it's still Aston Villa nil, West Ham 1. And why is the brightness on this phone so low? I can't barely see it. How do I get the... this is new phone. How do I do it? Let's have a look. Oh, here it is. Sorry, yes, I had the where and what. Yeah, you can. I don't want to lose viewers, but you can see it free on ITV. Big up to the ITV people broadcasting the ITV Sport, I should say. It's on. So if you log into ITV, you should be able to watch it for free. But I don't want to lose anyone. But thank you very much for dropping a like, everyone. That means a lot. Thank you very much. There's been a lot from what I've been hearing, because I have been listening to the match and watching a few bits. Well and there and there, and I thought, yeah, no, it's I think I think it's in their interest is they reduce it. I agree with you, and it's where I'm watching the game. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it on the phone, and I agree with you. I think they're missing a trick now. I think they should reduce the prices, and then just do adverts, and then if you want not had to have adverts, then you pay that bit extra. Does that make sense? So, but yeah, it's nil to Aston Villa. Very good. I could hear the West Ham United fans in the crowd and they usually stand in the Doug Ellis stand at Villa Park, and you could hear the roar there. They actually sit opposite the tunnel where the players come in and out of the pitch. It's a very distinctive setup. It's the only Premier League football club stadium where the players sort of come in and out, not on the corner of a stadium or even down the middle. It's like it's like on one edge of it, of one of the flagpoles, so you can always see that it's Villa Park. And literally the camera angle that you can see on the live TV thread That is called the Doug Ellis stand, and the away fans. Oh, hello, that's a foul, isn't it? And that's so where the camera angle is. That's where the away fans are to your bottom right, if you like. 4 minutes of additional extra time. Please hit a like and help me get to 5. I will watch the Dortmund Rockersona game and inform you. Thank you very much. Rockersona might be in the league. And a few minutes of points of Berman. I thought you was that'll be Bayern Munich. I presume you meant that. Yeah. Let me just quickly have a butcher's it. I'll do the lineups in a minute at half time. And I've got so if I do that, why is this one also brightness? The brightness is down. I can't see. Here we go. Let me just look at the. I've got 4 devices going at the moment because I've got one going in case there's any breaking news. Oh, penny for the guy's gone. That's the end of it. That's the that didn't last long. That's fallen down. It is what it is. This is what happens when you learn to live stream. Oh yeah, it's had enough. It's just I'm not watching this game. It's like I'm gonna go. I don't know, play on the on a computer game or something. It's always the way. Right, I'm gonna prop it up in case you look, because you'll always get someone complaining. That didn't work out too well. What are you doing laying down? No laying down on the job. And right, stay there. Right, here we go. I've been sent off. I'll tell you something. I'm not surprised after the day I've had. But anyway, I've got the matches still. There's going to be, I thought there'd be more injury time because I think I counted at least 4 stoppages for injuries. 2 players, one of each team, have gone off injured. And someone is to look at it. There are too many players in the men's game and in the WSL and in the championship for the women as well. There's just too many professional football players in the men and the women's game picking up injuries. You can see they're just running along, and then it's just absolute scenes. Someone is to look at it, and I'm just gonna put this in here. Hold on a minute. I don't know if I want to show this because just a little a hot cup of char there, and yeah, no, definitely. I'm just going to have a look because I saw you mentioning the other. I've got another tablet here, the one that's very slow, which I should have really chucked out the window, and that's the one I use to look at. Dude, I just can't remember the commentary game at the FA Cup. Believe me. A minute. Oh, Wycombe Wanderers are winning 2-0 in their 3rd round FA Cup against Portsmouth. I can't lie. Coventry got robbed. Was that today? Or was that back in the day? I think you're talking about back in the day. And the halftime has come to its conclusion there. It's Aston Villa 0. And West Ham United won. A great away crowd by the West Ham fans. You could hear them singing. And let me just go into the comments because I don't want to be rude. And dude, why? But I just remember our game versus Coventry in the FA Cup semi-final. Back in the day, you're talking about Coventry's City, and that was actually my very first match in 1989. And yeah, we lost 1-0, but I stood in the Arthur Wade stand. And if you stand as an well, actually, it's where the away fans stand right now. If you go to Selhurst Park as an away stand, as an away fan, and I didn't see much of the game, but it was an amazing experience to go for the first time into Selhurst Park. I'll never forget it, and I've never looked back. It's an absolute beautiful stadium. The atmosphere was absolutely insane in those days. And the Arthur Wade stand, the home fans will be on the right-hand side, and the away fans will be on the left-hand side on the corner with the Homestyle stand. And but they've switched it, I think, for security reasons. It's better for logistics to get the fans in and out of the stadium safely. I think that's why they changed it. I don't know, but it's I can confirm it's half-time. Aston Villa 0 and West Ham, and I've got. Rayo Vallecano 1, Celta Vigo Oh, there it is. Yes, you're right. Borussia Dortmund are losing 1-0, 1-3 to Bayern Leverkusen. Isn't the manager for Bayern Leverkusen that manager that was linked to Liverpool? Um, what's his name? I'm just going to go into it. Teller scoring there. Yeah, that's well coincidence. You're talking. Yeah, you're talking about more recently. Um, United versus Coventry, obviously at your end. Um, but it's that's the one that you yeah, I remember you won it just like a whisper or something, and um, I think your manager was still Eric Ten Hag, but it was about yeah, and then you got into the final against obviously Manchester City. Absolutely, Xabi Alonso. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just looking at the lineups, and you're absolutely right. It's Xabi Alonso, and I'm just looking at who they've got. They've got Granit Xhaka, and so. I mean, he was linked to quite a few Premier League sides. Xabi Alonso, of course, back in the day, playing for Liverpool, very good. Yeah, Ten Hag. I remember that, and I remember the. I remember without mentioning any names. I remember the Manchester United content creators, and they were like, "How can we can't go out in the semi-finals against Coventry?" And you kind of just got it over the line, and then no one expected your Manchester United to go to the final and win, and you absolutely um, took Manchester City to task, and you won the FA Cup last season, and that's what I think gave a bit more time to Eric Ten Hag. Um, but the manager for Borussia Dortmund is Nuri Sahin. Actually, I don't know much about him. I have to put my hands up, to be honest. Um, I'm looking for their lineup, and I can't really recognise any of their players. Um, Certainly not that they've played in the Premier League, but certainly in the Brian Leverkusen side is Frank Pong. I remember him somewhere in the Premier League. Granit Xhaka, and I think that's all we've got there, to be honest. Uh, they've got VAR referees over there as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to look. I haven't looked at the Bundesliga for quite a while. I'm going to look in the table now. I'm intrigued with that. And oh, they're up there. Bayern Leverkusen are second. Oh my days, they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bounce. So they're doing really well. But of course, Bayern Munich are at the top with just 1 point ahead, and they've got a game in hand. But they recently lost one. So it look. Oh yeah, Borussia Dortmund are down in 6th, but they have won their previous match. What tactics does Ten Hag even use? I know Crystal Palace is a relative attacking team, right? Do you know what? What I don't understand is that let me just turn this down because I can barely hear myself think. I can hear Roy Keane there. um, but what I don't understand is that when Ruben Amorim came in, he didn't bring in like new players, but he was able to change the formation and try a new ethos of trying to play the ball with three at the back, wingers on either side, and a new formation of player at that club. It's exactly, if not, um, I won't say identical, but it's very similar to what Oliver Glasner's doing at Crystal Palace. Oh, by the way, Crystal Palace or the FA Cup tie that we got on Saturday, I've just been listening and reading other stuff, and we got so many players down with the flu or they've just got the flu or they've got fever. So they've got so many players out. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But we should have squad in depth. We've just signed a new player and we've got a new one coming in, a very exciting player, Romain Eze. I think that's in the final stages of a deal coming over. Um, he'll play on the right wing, like in a number 10 role, and basically a young player. So it'll be good. So the signing is coming for Crystal Palace, and it's exciting. The signings that I expected for Dougie Freeman to sign in, and at the moment there's also obviously speculations about Mark Gahey and Trevor Chabala, and perhaps there might be interests for Ebrieze out there, but it's just rumours, it's just whispers, nothing concrete. Probably people just making inquiries and stuff like that, whatnot. But A very good goal by West Ham here in the first half in the third round of the FA Cup. It's Aston Villa nil, West Ham United um, 1. You could hear the what Texas does your 10 up even. I don't know. I mean, you said about Eric Ten Hag, and he um yeah, I just what I mean. I mean that's what I mean. Ruben has got the same player, so I mean, I suppose the Manchester United fan will be able to dissect that a bit more. Um, but I found it very intriguing. I've mentioned in the previous watch along yesterday and other matches is that when Manchester United when Ruben Amorim took his side to Anfield and got that 2-2 draw, that's exactly what Oliver Glasner. That's the shape of formation that he plays. So it's I was paying very close attention to that. And oh, I mean, where's my control? Oh dear. Well, I'm just gonna get the control. Oh, 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 to make sure. Oh, please don't fall over. I should have sat down a bit carefully, gingerly. Otherwise, petty for the guy there will go for another hoodwink, sort of another rest. Um, Let me just try and get this going. And also, I want to thank everyone out there for the support thus far. The views are going up, the subscriptions are going up, the likes are going up, and the comments are also welcomed. Maybe I need to highlight that a bit more. Um, so I need to get into practice of that. Like I've seen other content creators say, like, if you have a view or an opinion or something, by all means put it in the comments after if you're watching on playback. That's what I've got to say, something like that, and I'll try and get back to you. Um, why is it not coming up? Am I live? Yeah. Uh, Let me just check. Oh, make sure you guys can't hear into it. Good evening. I remember Dorman's victory. Live chat. I don't bring that up. There it is. Good evening to Simic006. I remember Dorman's victory in the past. They have lost their reputation. Um, well, Jurgen Klopp took them to a different level, didn't they? They're notorious for making that celebrations when they turn around in the stand and um, and they sort of all jump up and down. And I do believe I'm right at this. Liverpool fans will know this. They sing the same song, "You Never Walk Alone." I believe at Brosmith Dorman. It's Borussia Dortmund, I think, Celtic, and of course Liverpool that sing that song. You'll never walk alone. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but obviously Liverpool does. But there is other sides that actually use that song, and it's been a tradition for them. German football. What I do know about German football is that it's very distinctive and very particular in how it's associated um, to the country's manufacturing. Provinces. So wherever a football club is allocated, um, it usually means that it's associated to a local community, to a manufacturer of maybe vehicles or or a particular uh, something that they build in Germany, and so it's a very family orientated work ethic kind of background in Germany. The clubs doing that. There was one club that kind of upset the apple cart on that, and I think it was it RB Leipzig. There was a football club or there is a football club in the German um, Bundesliga that changed that concept, and I think they might have moved from their normal place, and then they renamed it, and there was an uproar um, because traditionally, as I say, all the German football clubs, they're associated to a local community and a big manufacturing firm that has set up in those areas. Um, that's my take on it. But of course, Bayern Munich, of course, they've got um, Michael Lee say they're playing alongside the likes of Harry Kane and of course Vincent Company, who people had doubts of him being being able to successfully, consistently manage sides. Um, he's well, he's at the top of the table there, the Bundesliga. Although in not the last match, but the match before that, they did lose. So it's oh my, they've got four people that can go into the Champions League. Four teams. First of four, UEFA Champions League. The fifth position is Europa, and the sixth position is the UEFA Conference League qualifiers. And so it's um, this will be a good win for Bayern Leverkusen to be on the tails of Bayern Munich. So I suppose Bayern Munich fans will not be happy with that. Um, with this, the result thus far, but it's 58 minutes and it's still Borussia Dortmund 1, Bayern Leverkusen 3. Right, now I'm going to go back to today's match. And actually, I'm going to have a little nibble on my food because it's going cold. And maybe I should stop. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I think you can eat while you do watch-alongs. I don't know. But if I get hungry and I'm going to go live, I'm going to do both. I hope that's okay. That's why sometimes I call it a I call it a dual watch along. It's a watch along of football and eat along. I've got a slice of half of the pizza from yesterday, and I've got some streaky bacon going, and I've just done some eggs and some broccoli. So I know it's bad, but I'm hungry. I've got to eat. So you can eat and drink responsibly whilst you oh dear, let's not drop that. And yeah, you can eat and drink while you watch your football, and that's what I'm doing. It is half time, Aston Villa versus West Ham, and actually, before I eat and talk about football, people are going to start complaining, I suppose, or I'll make people hungry. I don't know. Um, it is what I'm going to do is quickly just go through the lineups because I think it'd be rude not to do so. It is a football program, not to watch me eat food. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, of course, is their manager. He's gone with Olisson in goal, Cash, Konsa, Mings, and I think that's the player actually that went off injured. I'll check in a minute. And Madsen, four at the back, two in the pivot in the midfield. Unai Emery's gone with Kamara and Barkley. Um, and Tillemans is there. I've seen a lot of him on the ball. Coming out for the second half, and there's Bailey, Tillemans, Rogers, and up top, Ollie Watkins. And on for West Ham United, the new West Ham United manager Graham Potter, which I thought he could have been a good contender for the England position. Please hit a like and help me get to 5 likes if you can. If you haven't hit the like, please help me get to 5 likes. The goalkeeper for West Ham is Fabianski. Very good goalkeeper. I've seen him live at my Selhurst Park playing against my Crystal Palace. Alwan Bissaka, who came through the Crystal Palace Academy, and Maparos. Mavropanos. Mavropanos. I think that's how you say it correctly. I like to get the names right and spell the names right of the players. I think there is a substitution coming on. It looks like for West Ham, and then you've got Kilman, Scarlett, and in the pivot in the midfield for West Ham, he's gone for Graham Potter's gone for Susek and Alvarez. And Somerville's done some very crucial defensive tackles in the first half for West Ham. They feel more rejuvenated. West Ham feel with extra energy, with an extra bounce for me. And Kudos and Lucas Paquetá and Fulkrug up top. Now, yes, it was Ings that was. Oh no, I got it wrong there. It was Barkley who came off injured for Aston Villa, and Onana coming on for him. And it looks like there's a substitution here at half time for West Ham United, who are playing in their and the injured players. They only focus on Champions League. Yeah, they should do. All right. I just got a message. Hold on. I just got Oh, I just got a message. I just got a message. Someone back. 1 second. I've got to hook the. How do I go back to them? Let me just send it a reply to this message. Sorry, people. Oh my days. How do I get this back? Oh, I'm gonna have to take the T. Well, I can always log on back to the ITV. So let me just do this. Uh, all right, sorry about that. I just had to reply to that message, and now I'm going back to the match. And the second half has kicked off, and I'm on 45 minutes 18 seconds. It's still Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1. Please help me get to 5 likes if you can in the chat. The other player that came off injured was Danny Ings for West Ham United. Graham Potter could do without that. And they've also got some injuries. At half-time, Somerville has been substituted for West Ham United, and Coleful has come on. I think I said that incorrectly. Colefrug came off injured, and Danny Ings came on for West Ham United. There's a correction there. I do apologise. Let's get myself right there. So, but as I say, in the first half, an injury to both players. If you want to get more views, you need more tags. What's a tag? I don't know. I think that's when you hook somebody else. Like hashtags. Oh, hashtags. You mean? I see on the description. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, hashtags. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've got to do that. So then on the description, and add more relevance. So I put. Thank you for that, Alex SR7, for doing that. I'm scared to touch the phone that I've got because I don't know if it's can I change? There must be a way to. Let's have a look. Oh dear, I don't know in the stream. Now on this one, because it's an old phone, it doesn't let me. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Alex SR, for saying that. And I will. What I'll do, because what it is I find is that I'm actually streaming on an old iPhone right now, and then if I go into my studio on the iPhone, which is the latest one, where I'm watching the football right now, if I go into the live studio there, the live stream doesn't come up, so I can't change anything. However, if I do the whole thing on the computer, then I can. But yeah, it's just I'm using the device at the moment. But yeah, I will use the hashtag so that to get more sort of more traction. But I can't. I'm like really surprised at the way you all are responding to the channel. I'm nearly getting on average on every live stream between 80 to 100 views. So that's considering I spend most of the time eating food, and I spend most of my time eating food rather than doing the watching along with you lot. Um, that's actually quite humbling. So thank you very much for the support thus far, everyone out there. And as I go along, I'll try and make things better. But it's a learning curve. Yeah, I'm eating too much. It's just a little bit of streaky bacon. Look at this. You know what? This is a conflict of interest. I've got a mug here saying, which is wrong, which is so wrong. I'm going to get in trouble. It says here, what's it say? I'm a vegan, but I still love sausage. It's a joke. It's a joke mug, and it's completely messed up. And I've got a bit of streaky bacon going on the side. So I know I'm not vegan, but I do sort of sometimes just eat a bit more healthy at certain days. Big up. I actually have Native American from Canada. Big up from Canada. I do know someone that's been to I believe Toronto. and it's a wonderful place out there. I've been informed. Um, uh, how about you up in Manchester? I'm a big football fan. Big up to Sam though. Good evening. I hope you're well. And it's um, yeah, Canada will be it's such a great looks like a such big country to go and visit. Of course, not just on the east side, but on the west side. There must be so much to see in Canada. But I see you're up in Manchester. I hope you're well in Manchester. Um, Eating some rice mixed with some carrot, beans, and corn. Yeah, nothing wrong with chicken tonight. It's chicken tonight. That's what it is. It's chicken tonight for Alex SR7, and uh, it's 4 p.m. Oh, right, where you are, Alex SR. So that means uh, you must be ahead. No, you'll be on time. So you're on a different time zone. But big up to Alex SR where you are. If you're on 4:12, then you must be on. If it's 11 o'clock, it's very nice country, especially in the mountains. Yeah, I can believe it. I have met a few Native Americans have. Now, there's the people that absolutely you will probably learn the culture and the fabric of Canada, and I expect they will be able to inform people that Native Americans were scattered not just on the east side or centrally, but also on the west side of Canada, and there would have been different communities um, back in the day, and those are they're the people that kicked off. Over Manchester, sizable, good community. It's good. Yeah, I've been to Manchester. I've been to Manchester. I've worked with Manchester people. And good evening, Steve. But definitely, yeah, I agree with you. I know people have a little pop at the people from Manchester, but um, I was one at work. I'll give you a little story. I was once at work one time, and we had a course that we had to do, and this person came in to do the lecture, and he was a Mancunian, and he had the most strong uh, um, a senior elderly gentleman. He was brilliant at the lecture and all that. Don't get me wrong. And but he had a very strong Mancunian accent, and it's very distinctive. And I remember one time during the sort of the lecture, I went to the colleague that I was sitting next to, and I said, do you understand what he's talking? And my mate said, I wish you speak the Queen's English. But he was, and he was absolutely brilliant. It was one of the, it was, you know, everyone, we did learn a bit. And, but, yeah, the real Mancunian accent, you got to go, oh, all right. And then you get used to it and you're all right with it. But yeah, they're top people. And, yeah, they do like their pints of drinks up there, their bevies. And, and I haven't been to the Manchester City Stadium. It's uh, the Etihad, I think it's called. But I have been to the old stadium at Manchester, the the main road. It was called back in the day. Most people actually think I'm Mexican. Oh right, and San Luis is Mexican, mostly native ancestry, but I have gone Peruvian as well. But it's a nice city. Yeah, people sort of judge people by appearances, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, asking someone where they're from, the Etihad. Yeah, thank you, Alex. So you're right. It's called the Etihad, and but the fact that you mentioned that you've gone you speak to natives. It's like this is the wonderful and the beautiful thing about the Premier League and also the Championship and other leagues here in the UK, in Scotland, and Northern Ireland, and Wales, that when you follow a football club, you go away fixtures, and that's when you actually talk to the local people. You have a little sense and feel of what I call the pulse, and all Rogers on the border of local towns. And I remember back in the day, Manchester going away on the coach to Manchester United, Manchester City, organised by the club, but also you go to different ones like Stockport County, Preston North End. If you go to a club like Gillingham on the other end of the country, Sunderland on the other end, um, the old Ninian Park, which was the original Cardiff City stadium, you get a pulse of what the local community are about football. And it's the banter, the chanting at each other. It's absolutely brilliant. Um, Getting there and then having a conversation with some of them is absolutely that's what it's about. And I hope they don't go the road of where, for example, the Italian Super Cup was played in a foreign country. I hope we don't lose that identity, that that fabric of our football here, not just in England, but in Wales, in Northern Ireland, and in Scotland. It's on my to-dick loose. I have seen matches in Wales, I have seen matches in England, but I've never watched a match. But that's not true because I went to the 1986 Commonwealth Games and I was in the stadium, so I have seen sporting events in Edinburgh. But that's on the tick to do list, and I have not seen and I've not visited Northern Ireland. I would love to go to Northern Ireland and see how their culture is there with respect to sport. Um, I think that would be something to be behold. I think that's the way to do it. If you ever go abroad, I always say, or if you can get anywhere, try and go to a sporting venue because that's when you get sort of the feel of it. Um, and it's it's still Aston Villa nil, West Ham 1. I'm gonna have a little bite of this because it's gonna go cold. I can't really heat this one. I'm gonna drop everything. This is I was going to pick it all up in one hand, but I've just realised I'm live, so I'm going to use a knife and fork. I'm going to be a bit civilised, all right? But if you lot weren't watching, I would actually just sort of pick it up with my hand and get stuck in. So I am using etiquette. I think industrial working class cities, such as Manchester, Liverpool, Glasgow, and Newcastle, actually have the most passionate fans. You're not far wrong there. Definitely, yeah. The ones I experienced Liverpool, of course, Liverpool have two, not just two clubs. They've got more than two football clubs there actually. Of course, they've got Everton and Liverpool. No particular order. I don't want to upset any Liverpool fans there. And but there is it's going away to football matches, and that's where I'm so thankful to Crystal Palace Football Club, because I'm sure they still arrange away coaches, but in the mid '90s when I started really going to away matches in the mid '90s, late '90s, they would organise the coaches and they take you away there and then they bring you back safely, and you have to get up early and and it's in those days there was no Wi-Fi, there was no internet. Um, there was we used CFAX and teletext, but the other way to get a pulse of the football club was to go home and away fixtures, and the Crystal Palace Football Club facilitated to fans to be able to go to those matches, and that's when you go to to Stoke City, Barnsley. I've been as well away there, in the Potteries areas and all that. And you get to see it. You get to see it. Um, in the UK, also up in the northeast, the Newcastle area, the Sunderland area. That's another industrial area, and also Middlesbrough, of course. Um, Again, no particular order. Okay, I'm not prioritising one over the other. I'll get upset the fans there. Right, I'm just going to take a little munch. I've just realised I left the broccoli. I steamed some broccoli and I left it on the cooker. Don't worry, the cooker is off. But you can remember you can eat and watch your football while you. It is Aston Villa nil, West Ham 1, and is West Ham on the challenge here. I won Bissaka. I won Bissaka on the ball. Manchester United fans, don't look away. Look what you're missing. And it's crossing the ball and it's going into the far side. And I'm sure there's still Manchester United fans out there who are blaming Awan Bissaka for their bad performances. He's not there anymore. Not really. Diogo Dalot, who kind of plays in his role there for Manchester United, he's a very good player. Um, I don't like him actually that much actually when he plays against my Palace, but it is there's West Ham United. Good interception there by one of the midfielders, tracking back. I couldn't see who it was, and the ball goes back to Fabianski. of West Ham. West Ham are playing with the white strip, away strip, but you can feel there's a like a spring in their step. There's an aura. There's of an aura of an audience, an echo from the away West Ham fans. They do travel well, I have to say, and I've said before, I've worked with West Ham fans, and if you work alongside a West Ham fan, if you start talking about football, they don't do any work. I mean, they work, but they don't do their work. You end up doing their work for them, and they just rabbit, 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 and they just don't stop talking about the football. And if you mention to them the Millwall, oh my God, they'll never shut up, and they'll definitely you end up you don't do any work that day. Nah, but it's good banter with the West Ham fans. And of course, the FA Cup ties are coming on now. A little bit on the FA Cup. Crystal Palace are home to Stockport this Sunday, and there's a player that we're trying to sign from Millwall, Roman Eze, and it's spelled ESSE, but it's pronounced as if you're writing an essay. That's what my understanding is. And for me, I think he was been a long target for Dougie Freeman. I think I don't know anyone at the club. For him and his scouting teams, and for the structure to bring in an investment, a young lad. I think he's 17 or 18, plays on the right, on the left hand side, and that in the number 10 position. What do you think of the Oasis reunion? Of course, well, the thing is, no one's going to get to see it because they do these tickets online. Everyone goes online to get tickets. I think it's brilliant. I think the Oasis are very unique in their lyrics. If you listen to any of their tracks, they are formidable, and I'm not surprised that they're getting back together. They've put the differences, the Gallagher brothers, they put the differences aside, and perhaps they do live a certain lifestyle, and they've realised, oh wait a minute, we got to get some ka-chink, some money going in now. No, probably not, but I think there won't be a lack of people wanting to go and watch them and to listen to them. Of course, they are. I think they're both. I think both of them are Manchester City fans. I know one of them definitely is. No, I think they both are. Yeah, what am I talking about? They're both Mancunians, but they are from. They support Manchester City, but I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United fans, Liverpool fans, putting the football aside, they acknowledge what they've done for the music industry. And it's actually I watched a thing talking about the Gallagher brothers, how they started up, and they did it the old school style, and the venues that they were playing, they couldn't get signed up at one point, and I think one of the drummers then left, and then I think he came back. I could be wrong, but anyone who knows the Oasis thing, but they are passionate football fans, and right, it's a cool. It's a remember you can't. I'm just having a little nibble. Aston Villa corner coming in on 63 minutes. And they're going again. The ball's gone out to field, and it's coming into a penalty area. He tries to cross it. Is that a handball? Is that not a handball? Is that not a penalty? Hello? Someone's playing basketball there. They've got to look at that again. The Aston Villa players are all playing in black, and it's a bit odd, because they're all like they're. It looks like they are. It looks like there is like all these, because normally the referees back in the day they all wear black, isn't it? But the Aston Villa players are all wearing literally a black top, because the Aston Villa colours sort of clash with the colours of with the travelling away fans, which is West Ham United, even if they wear their away kit. But this is West Ham on the break. It's 1 against 3. Hold the ball. That's did he get fouled? No, he didn't. he got smothered there. It was 1-3, and now here's Aston Villa on the break. Oh, Tillemans tried to pass the ball, but he just got intercepted there. A little bit of end to end here. Both sides are looking to get a goal. No doubt Aston Villa, because they're losing to a 0-0 at Villa Park. All I can hear is the away West Ham United fans in the Doug Ellis stand. And just to give you a concept, because I've been many a times at this stadium, where as you're watching a match, that is the Doug Ellis stand, and to the right hand side, where the players are playing now, that will be where the West Ham fans are. You can see there's a little tunnel there on the picture. That's where the players go in and out. So opposite that, that's where the travelling away fans actually sit. Or you don't actually sit. I've never been to the Doug Ellis stand as an away fan and actually sat down and watched football. You're always standing there. And I love watching football live standing up. That's how I did it the first time when I went into the Arthur Wade stand, because I was a lot shorter there. And that's the best way to watch football is standing up. And I do wish that when they do the new stand at Crystal Palace, the main stand, it may give an option to allow some fans within the Selhurst Park Stadium to be able to stand and watch football. For me, I think that's just, I'm old school with that. It's still Aston Villa 0, West Ham 1. Big up to Steve. I hope you're well. How do I? Oh yeah, I think I missed some of your chats. I do apologise, Steve. I hope you're doing well. And the stadium is empty because there's a lot of fans. Oh, here we go. Oh, Watkins. This is Aston Villa. Tillemans from outside the penalty area. He's asking for a. Tillemans is adamant that that took a deflection, and it should be a corner. Yeah, that's. Oh no, not the first one. I think he's right. I think the ball did change. Yep, that's a corner. That's a corner. It hit the foot of Sushik, and the referee's within 5 yards, and he didn't see it. That is shocking. What are these referees doing in their own time? That means that when it comes to match day, they're not concentrating. That should be an Aston Villa corner. This is what infuriates, I expect, coaches and managers, never mind the players on the pitch. Absolute sins. And good evening to STE. What do you think of Brighton person talks with Paul Maymock, maybe Mark Gahey if he leaves? Look, Mark Gahey, of course, he came from and big up to Steve. Yeah, I'm very happy with what Dougie Freeman is probably going to do this transfer window. I'll come to the Mark Gahey thing in a minute because it's Aston Villa. Oh, Watkins, nearly. He nearly flicked it with a thing. Mark Gahey, cut a long story short, you know he came from Chelsea and he came to Palace. They have a first chance of a bite should he want to leave Crystal Palace. That's in the contract. But nothing to do with Trevor Chabala, may I add. But anyway, it could work for Trevor, to Mark Gahey going back to Chelsea. He works for Palace, he works for Chelsea. The question is Chelsea now using the Trevor Chabala situation as to move the goalpost? And it's a Tillemans again. And Kilman there blocking the ball there from Tillemans, who tried to shoot. But this is all from outside the penalty area of West Ham. And West Ham are trying to get hold of the ball and push the ball out. Dortmund, oh, they've bottled it. Dortmund are coming back. Oh, from eating, sorry. You see, everyone's eating now. Big up to everyone eating during the watch along. Remember, remember to eat and to drink responsibly. I've just got a coffee going on here. Yeah, Dortmund 3. So that means they're coming back into it. Yeah, I got it. And I don't think Mark Gahey will go in January to Chelsea. Good stop there by Fabianski. And this referee is giving all the decisions to West Ham, in my opinion. Aston Villa should have had a corner. There's now a corner here on 69 minutes. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1. Um, the home team, Aston Villa, are playing all in black because their colours are very similar. Well, actually, they are on the away strip of the travelling fans, and so you can't have that. Both teams have to have very distinctive, different colours. Otherwise, it gets confusing. It doesn't help that the referee's shorts are black as well. It's a complete muddle there. It's a header there. Aston Villa in the penalty area. Onana on the ball. Roma 1, Como 1. Yeah, there was a rumour with Marcus Rashford to Como, but Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Como, no, he's not going there. So there was confirmation that Marcus Rashford's brother, who's his agent, did have conversations with the permission of the club to go and talk to AC Milan. But AC Milan have got too many forward players and wingers in good form. So I don't see him going to AC Milan. He won't get ahead of Tammy Abraham, Alvarato. On the post, and he's gone to the back post, and this is Aston Villa now. It's a proper goal, and Fabianski, and there's the goal. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you? It was incoming. The goal from Aston Villa. It was incoming. They didn't listen to me. Onana scoring. I don't know if that's Onana in disguise, the one that plays for Manchester United. But Onana, he's putting it to his chest. He's making it say, and that is a goal. And it was incoming. The same mistakes, the same calamitous defending by West Ham United following a set piece. He actually slipped, and then what's happening is when the corner came in, that shouldn't have been a corner, and then there was everyone taking a chance from goal, and then he went in and he scored. So what I'm trying to say is this goal came in because of a set piece, but the corner that made the corner should not have been the corner. But having said that, 5 minutes before, the referee should have awarded Aston Villa a corner. So very bad refereeing inconsistency, but I think this is a good goal. Big up to everyone in the chat. And the ball was Fabianski tried to get back seconds, but Onana there going in there. Paqueta there on the post. Was he injured? Was Lucas Paqueta? Was he? He was hit his face, and he's on the floor crying. Lucas Paqueta, and they're looking at it now. Is VAR looking at it? Oh, his hand was in his face. Is VAR going to look at this? Is the goal going to be chalked off? I don't think so. I think this goal stands. But I have to say, the corner where it all started from, that shouldn't have been the corner in the first place. Please help me get to 10 likes, and if you can in the chat, and also please subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. It's now Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 1, Graham Potter. There's been a triple substitution. Cash, Kamara and Bailey have all come off for Aston Villa, and coming on is Medeloe Kick, Malia Wenda, and somebody else which I couldn't see the name. There's no VAR at this game. Thank you, Steve, for letting me know. Well then that's it. This is the problem. The referees are so at a poor standard that they're used to working with VAR to back them up. So when it comes to a match like this, it's exactly what happened with Arsenal when they came to Selhurst Park it was not the Selhurst Park, it was at the Emirates. The second goal of Gabriel Jesus, as it was being streamed, it was Sky Sports. I think it was Sky Sports. They clearly said, as the ball went in, they said that's offside, and they couldn't look at it. But the referee and the liner couldn't see to do their job properly, and they awarded Gabriel Jesus a goal there, and this is another corner for Aston Villa. West Ham United are vulnerable on set pieces. They don't have Declan Rice back there to jump up like a salmon. And if you're going to subscribe, no, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay here. It's free. It's free. Please subscribe, but it's free. If you're willing to, that would be wonderful. But yeah, I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and you guys subscribing is immense. It's 10 people watching, so thank you very much. Please. Oh, hello. Isn't that? Was that a penalty as well? Paqueta on the floor. Why is Paqueta seems to be spending more time on the grass? Is he mowing the grass or something? This referee is absolutely shocking. Actually, let me see who's. Um, it's Tim Robinson. It's Tim Robinson, I think. Let me just double check it. Basically, the corner should never have been a corner. The goal has been scored following a corner that should never have happened. So this is the goals come about because of an error of officials, and you're going to hear about this post-match. Graham Potter's going to be like, "What are we doing out there? What are these referees doing out there?" Because they don't have VAR. I don't think they would have looked at whether it was a corner or not through VAR though. And here's Aston Villa now on the break, and on the left-hand side, on the Watkins on the ball in the penalty area. There's the second. That is the second goal for Aston Villa. They are chopping West Ham apart. Graham Potter has got things to do in this training ground, and I tell you something, Aston Villa are not dependent on this referee because he's making bad decisions. They are changing. They've just changed the match upside down on its head on the pitch, and that's how it should be done. And I'll tell you something, West Ham United, their midfield are not look at this is playing from the back. One ball completely took out their midfield, the two midfield players. Ball out to the left. Lovely little skill there, crossing into the 6-yard box area. Bish bash bosh. It is now Aston Villa 2. This is the Aston Villa that started the season so well, and these is now demonstrating to Graham Potter, the new West Ham United manager, the sufficiencies that they have defending. It was a one ball played from the back from one of their centre halves forward, and it completely neutralised the midfielders of West Ham United. They were just bystanders. The ball went between them, and the ball was taken a bit to the left, then crossed into the penalty area, and there you are, Aston Villa 2. It was Rodgers who scored there on 76 minutes. Aston Villa 2, West Ham United 1. Right, let me have a look here on the see what options possibly Graham Potter might have for substitutions. Now he's looking on his iPad there with his coaching staff, and now this is what I don't like about the Aston Villa fans, because for the whole entirety until they scored, their section of the home crowd was like a library. It was. I'm telling you, it was. Because all I could hear was the West Ham United fans. And the moment they score, they're like, what happened? They wake up. They wake up. They put their books down, and then they start singing the home crowd. And now the audacity of the Aston Villa home fans are saying to the West Ham away fans, they're not singing anymore. Well, you weren't singing anything before. Real talk. That's exactly what it is. Everyone calls the Aston Villa home crowd. This is Paqueta's again diving on the floor because someone touched the side of his face. He wouldn't last 5 minutes playing in the 80s, in the 90s football. Absolutely. There you go. Well said, Alex SR. I'm looking on the bench. Cresswell has come on. He made a half-time substitution. Their attacking player, of course, is injured for West Ham because he had that car crash, Antonio. So I hope he recovers well. But this is West Ham now on the right-hand side, and here's Aston Villa now on the break, and Watkins on the left-hand side. And this is Aston Villa still on the break. Watkins on the ball on the left-hand side of the penalty area. He crosses it infield, and it shows us a goal. It hit the crossbar. That should have been free to Aston Villa. Aston Villa are absolutely looking like the Aston Villa of earlier season. And I tell you what, the Aston Villa players had their Weetabix this morning. And it didn't hit the crossbar. It hit the upright. But it's very up there. How did that ball not go in? Let's have a look. It was Fabianski, the West Ham United goalkeeper, he was beaten. Unai Emery's clapping there. The Villa fans are chanting, we aren't singing anymore. Where were they before? They scored. Exactly. Real talk. That's how they are. Maybe they were out there having a little nibble at some bacon or something. Remember to eat responsibly and drink responsibly. Um, it's not just a watch along of football. You can eat as well, but it's a game or two half, I suppose, because I think in the first half, to be fair to West Ham, they did confine um, any credibility, not credibility, creative um, football from Aston Villa in their home turf. So um, credit to West Ham for what they did in the first half and going ahead, and also preventing Aston Villa from creating anything um, and actually getting. This is a completely different Aston Villa side, but what has happened is um, the half-team talk of Unai Emery has clearly made a difference. And I think also there was an injury to one of the players for somebody was substituted at half time. It was Somerville. And Somerville for West Ham in the first half made, I think, at least three very crucial interceptions of breaking down the play from Aston Villa. Go back and watch it. He did. So this is the difference. He's now not playing on the pitch. So the second half has started for West Ham and he's not on the pitch. Literally some of the Villa fans, it's a bit of pinball. Yeah, it is. It is like that. I remember going there last time and we were chanting to the Villa fans, "This is a library. This is a library. Oh, this is a library." Oh, Aston Villa on the break here. 2-1, 1-1. Oh. Kilman, very good defending there. Kilman for West Ham United, closing down the space to Ollie Watkins, and he had to. Yeah, he made it. Good pace. When these players break away at this pace, I think they practice that. There's Peter Quicker. Look at Peter Quicker. I know it's man composed. He was on the floor and he dived with his head, hitting the Aston Villa player. Absolutely, absolute shocking defending by West Ham United, and the only positive things I think I will say to Graham Potter is that when they've got Somerville in there, of course their veteran captain Bowen, he's not playing today because he broke his ankle. I think it was against Liverpool or one of those top tied. And please hit the likes and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. If you're new, please, if you can, let people know that I am doing watch-alongs, doing the best I can in the sense that I'm doing an old phone at the moment, and you can hear me all right and see me okay, so I'm getting there, and it's still. What's happened here? Why have they stopped the play? Is somebody injured, or there must be somebody down injured? Oh no, a substitution is taking place. 82 minutes, coming up to 80. No, there is a player down, and it is a head injury because he's just set up the player. Moyes back to Everton. Yeah, big up to Sam Doe. You know, in Canada and the US, the native population is less than. Oh, I want to read. This is interesting. Big up to good evening, Paul Brady. I hope you're well. Thank you for dropping in. Moyes back to Everton. Yeah, you know what? I got a hunch that it's not going to work. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Moyes. Look, we've had Roy Hodgson come back at Crystal Palace, and he did magnificent for us when he came back. In the end, it didn't work out. But I just got a feeling when players go back to their old clubs, when managers go back to their old club, and I think they've made a mistake because I think Everton, we're going into the new stadium in the next year. It would have been a prime opportunity for them to bring in somebody that could take them to another domain, like with a new stadium and stuff like that. And he'll have a honeymoon period, no doubt. Moyes, But if they have a few bad results, some of them are going to thinking, why did we get rid of Sean Dyche? Because Sean Dyche is an artist, if you like, of getting clubs out of relegation scraps. Big up to Sam Doe. Sam Doe, as you know, in Canada and the US, the native population is less than 5% now, which is mainly due to and South America is still healthy numbers of 25, 50%. Yeah, it's. I presume that all has occurred because of the land. If they don't have somewhere, if native people from the country don't have a place for them to live as a community, they get scattered, and then eventually they don't they move on. Oh, Fabianski then catching the ball. But thank you for the facts there, Sam Doe. That's very interesting indeed. And yeah, when the native Canadians and Native Americans were, that was all joined up. Um, Here we go. Wendy on the ball on the right hand side. Kilman there, getting the ball, clearing the lines for West Ham United. Unai Emery is energised on his touchline, but it's still only 2-1, and we've got about 5 minutes of normal time to play, and perhaps maybe a set piece for West Ham. They might be able to get this picked up. It's 3-2 to Leverkusen, so Xabi Alonso will be happy there. No, I think actually those are not the Villa fans. I think the ones that you can hear singing are the away fans. I think that's the away fans singing. They're trying to energise their West Ham players, but okay. Look, they've got the ball now, and they've lost it straight away. Oh, that is a foul on the midfielder of. Oh, Nana's not happy that he's been. I could be wrong though, Alex SR7. But normally towards the end of the game, if you're standing there as an away fan in the Doug Ellis stand, and you're 1 goal down, and you could maybe nick a draw. Oh yeah, this is not the Premier League. This is a FA Cup. So yeah, it's got to go. Is there a replay after this, or does it go to penalties? No, it would go to penalties, isn't it? Wan-Bissaka, good interception by Wan-Bissaka. Here we go. He's got the ball on the right hand side. There's something on the pitch there. I don't know what that is, but Wan-Bissaka is looking for someone to move for him. He plots it into the box, but it bounced. The seconds come out to an Aston Villa, and they managed to get the ball control, and they played the ball out of the penalty area, of their own penalty area. But the ball's gone back to West Ham United. Now attacking. It looks like a balloon. Yeah, it looks like a balloon, or someone's. You see, that's in the way now. It is a balloon. You were absolutely right, Alex SR. Look, the balloon is still on the pitch, and yeah, someone's just popped the balloon. There you go. Do they have to replay this match because there was a balloon on the pitch? Can you imagine the scene? Auxerre, nil, Lille, nil, 85 minutes, home team, 10 players. Aubrey, and now it's that must be in the French league. It's full time at. I can confirm. Actually, I'll bring this up here. In the French league, yeah, it's Auxerre. I might actually go into that one because I only did like half of this watch along. Auxerre 0, Lille 0. Yes, you're right. They haven't reached half time. Diego, sorry to say that. Come is a better team than Palace. No way! No way! Don't even get me going, Simi. No way! Crystal Palace is the best team incoming in Europe. We've got the next Jurgen Klopp in Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace. Oh, look into my eye. Real talk. Don't get me going. Listen, in this transfer window at Crystal Palace, we have pound for pound the best sporting director in the Premier League, in European football, in the world. His name is Dougie Freeman. Who let the dogs out? Who? And this is Aston Villa and Rodgers. Oh no, nearly there for Aston Villa to get the third. This is a complete different Aston Villa side in the second half, but I think Summerfield for West Ham did very good interventions. in the first half for West Ham, limiting the opportunity for Aston Villa at home to create anything at home, and therefore West Ham winning at half-time 1-0, if I'm not mistaken, up. But at second half, Somerville had to be substituted. He must have picked up an injury for West Ham United. Graham Potter changed it, and Unai Emery has probably told his players, you all need to step up here. We shouldn't be losing this, and that's exactly what's happened. Please help me get to 10 likes if you can in the chat. It is Aston Villa 2, West Ham United 1, 89 minutes, and I think there'll probably be about 4 or 3. No, I'll go with 5 extra minutes. There's been a few substitutions, so 4 or 5 minutes. And they'll announce it in a minute, I suppose. And this is West Ham United with an opportunity. Why? He crossed the ball across the edge of the penalty area, and the player gone out of position. Big up to Alex SR7. He's saying it's 6 minutes. Big up to you. And you must be ahead. Yeah, you are ahead of me by about a few seconds. But big up to you. Thank you for pointing. I watched Lazio Karma's performance made me shocked. They've got Dele Alli. I don't know if Dele Alli started for them. And this is Wan-Bissaka on the ball. Oh, he's lost the ball. What a bad touch by Wan-Bissaka there. Losing the ball, but West Ham United still got the ball on the right-hand side there. He's passed it back to Wan-Bissaka. Switch the play, West Ham players. Switch the play on the other side. It's all on the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka, penalty area, free header, back post. Oh, Danny Ings. He's fluffed the lines, but I think it's a corner. That might be the chance. That could have been the last chance for West Ham United. Wan-Bissaka crossing the ball in. Flick on there by West Ham United. And let's have a look. Danny Ings, let's have a look. And that's a corner. That's a corner. Oh, yeah, that is a corner. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. And remember, you can eat and drink while you watch your football. It's not just about football. Here we go. Oh, and it goes in. No. Aston Villa clear the lines. And it goes out. And there's West Ham United still on the attack here. I think that was too far out for them. I think West Ham United might get one more chance. They've got about 5 minutes of that extra. You love eating late dinners at times. Listen, this is how the day's fallen out. They might get one more chance, West Ham United. And the Emirates player of the match is Oliver Scarlett. Big up to you. Is it fast food or homemade? I never do fast food. I mean, I do like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like fast food. But no, I cook my own food. Always. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. I've actually left the broccoli on the cooker. I steamed the broccoli. Diego, the West Ham fans were chanting, "You've only won one to the Villa." A few minutes ago. And you know what it is? These two sides actually meet in a few weeks in the Premier League. So this is actually good for Graham Potter because he sees, and then he's going to play at West Ham. I stopped Semic. I have stopped. I never say give up because that's the thing, but I stopped. And corner to West Ham. Oh, you guys are ahead of me. I got Wan-Bissaka doing a throw in here on 93 minutes. And yes, they've clicked the ball up there. And they're clearing the balls up. Then there's West Ham United on the break on the right hand side. It's now on. What a good ball on the left hand side. It shoots. Oh, it's a corner. You're absolutely right. Well done. Well said. And I said that West Ham United might equalise on a set piece. And they might have just one more chance. Who knows what is going to happen? And let's see what happens. The corner's coming in. I can't see who's taken the corner for West Ham United. I'm on 94 minutes. So Susek is up there, and let's have a look. Susek's got. They're all up there. They're all jostling for positions in the penalty area. It gets played out. Now he goes back to the corner taker. Cresswell cross one across there, and oh, Danny Ings! Oh my days, Danny Ings! Have a bit of composure, Danny Ings. Danny Ings is a veteran West Ham. He's a very good positions there. Oh no, he got underneath it. All he had to do is stroke it along the ground. Yeah, he's missed too many chances. Maybe that's what. He did have one player coming across of him, but if that's the case, at least hit the ball into him. Anything can happen. Please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. I think that might be. I think that might be West Ham United out of the FA Cup. I reckon. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace. It is Aston Villa 2, West Ham United 1. And it looks like that's how it should be over. And yeah, I think you're right. Right. Aston Villa there. Unai Emery showing instructions. And here we go. Oh, they nearly got a third there, Aston Villa. Fabianski getting the ball forward up to. That's handball, isn't it? Yeah, that's handball by Kudos. Aston Villa game, I bet you £200. Oh my God, don't lose too much money, Semic. And that is Aston Villa. I can confirm are into the round 4 of the FA Cup, having beaten West Ham United with their new manager Graham Potter. Aston Villa 2, West Ham United 1. The first half, it was all West Ham, very good. But at halftime, they had to substitute Somerville, and that was telling, I think. Lucas Paqueta kept on diving on the floor. I think Lucas Paqueta spent more time on the turf than actually doing anything else, although he did score a goal. And I think I have to say there is promising things there for the West Ham away travelling fans at Villa Park tonight, especially from that first half performance. That will give them resolve for the incoming fixtures that they have. And but don't forget that February the 2nd or the 3rd, Graham Potter has to take his West Ham United side to the Bridge. And of course, that's where Graham Potter was recently released from Chelsea. So he's got a few matches to get there, and he will understand his players because literally he's only had one day or half a day of training with the West Ham players, and bish bash bosh into their FA Cup fixture. Right, I'm going to quickly go into the fixtures of the other side. I can confirm. Oh my God, thank you everyone in there for getting me to 6 likes. That's amazing. I've only done half of the match, and I've been eating as well, but I'm just a bit hungry. I can confirm that in the FA Cup third run is Wycombe Wanderers 2, Portsmouth 0, Aston Villa 2, West Ham United 1. In the Scottish Championship, so it's not the top division, Hamilton Academical 1, Patrick Thistle 2, Highland Lowlands, I don't know about that, Irish Premiership, Larney 2, Cliftonville 0. Spanish La Liga match is still going. Rayo Vallecano 2, Celta Vigo 1. And earlier on, someone in the chat did mention that. Someone did mention in the chat earlier on, it was Borussia Dortmund 2, Bayern Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso's side. There, he's the manager. They won 3-2 away. Dude, I couldn't sleep yesterday. You make sure you get your rest well, and yeah, his comments are invaluable. Oh, right. Be careful. Don't lose too much money. Oh, my God. I'm not really a betting person myself. Um, right. In the Italian Serie A. Oh, right. Yeah, he ended the Lazio one, Como one. But I thought Como was further down the. Let me have a look at the table there. Lazio scored first. Oh, they had a red card. That's right. Somebody mentioned that in the chat. Guendouzi, he obviously used to play for Arsenal. He did an assist there for the first goal for Lazio. And Como there coming back in the second half. And let me have a look at this table. Uh, Lazio, yeah, they're in the top four. I knew they were up there. That's 36. So they're making grounds. They've lost ground to try and catch Inter, Atalanta, and Napoli, who are obviously doing very well at the moment. And Como are towards the bottom of the. Yeah, I thought so. But as I say, there was a link that Como apparently to Manchester United's Marcus Rashford, but that's been put to bed. I heard some Fabrizio Romano say something about that. But also, it was confirmed. This is the thing: when players want to go and play in Europe, they have to be aware that there's rules there. There is a cap of how many EU teams can have of non-EU home-based players. So, for example, at Como, where Dele Alli is, um, um, if Marcus Rashford, as an example, was to land there, they would have to release Dele Alli because for some reason the EU have got that rule. Um, why I don't know. I'm not going into the politics, but that's how it is over there. Um, and probably that's to help facilitate homegrown players in each nation to have more an opportunity to have match time play. Now, I'm going to quickly just wait to see if they interview Graham Potter's first interview after a match. I'm just going to wait for it. They might show it. And let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Um, no, that's not working there. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to try and wait until they do the. Oh, here we go. It's a There's the interview for. This is the West Ham, Aston Villa player. Been interviewed. This is Morgan Rogers, player for Aston Villa. He's saying that they did control the game and they kept on pushing. He's asked what's changed in the second half. A bit more patient, he says. A bit more forward thinking. He was saying that in the first half, the Aston Villa players didn't risk so much. He was saying that in the second half, the Aston Villa players they created more mayhem, as he call it. Right. So basically, the Rogers there, he's saying that his players at Aston Villa, alongside him, they know that they concede goals early doors in the match, so they need to work on that. Against the West Ham United side, that's how they were able to claw it back. Yeah. What did the manager say to them? Because he clearly works. Says he's saying that the manager Unai Emery told them to be more forward-thinking, more attacking, and they did. To be fair to the Aston Villa players, they came out in the second half and they created more chance and more prolific in their finishing. No VAR. They're asking if it was a corner or not, and he says, "I don't really remember it." That's a very good answer. That's no, I haven't been to Cyprus. Sorry, Chemic. And Unai Emery definitely throws water bottles. What? Oh, that's it. I didn't know he did that. And that's a good. Whenever a player or manager is asked a controversial question, that could get them into trouble. He says you didn't see it. So he didn't see it. Forward thinking. Roy Keane said it's simple. It's not that simple. If it was simple, they would have done it in the first half. But big up to Roy Keane. I like Roy Keane, I have to say. The way he talks sometimes. Right, this is completely cold, but I'm going to eat it anyway. I'm just going to wait for the interview from Graham Potter because that's going to be his first interview post match as the new West Ham United manager. And this is the ball coming in. This is the Aston Villa corner. And it didn't hit anyone. It didn't touch it. This referee was terrible. He was about over 10 yards away from the play. The ball goes up. No one touched it. It should never have been a corner. But I have to say, 5 minutes before that, Aston Villa were denied a corner where it was clearly a corner. So I'm wondering if that was playing on the mind of the referee. Today, I don't think the reason that Diego is not fully in the chat page, he has scrapped us. No, I haven't. Sorry. Right, let's go and have a look. Oh no, what have I missed in the chat? What's been going on? Absolute scenes. Hold on a minute, where are we? They're just replaying the goal, and but it's following a corner that should never have been. Today, I don't think the reason there's not fun in the chat. He's scrapped us. No, I haven't. Alex, impossible to be. Unai Emery definitely defrosted. I didn't know. I thought Unai Emery was more of a calm manager out there, I have to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Have you ever been to Cyprus? No, I haven't. But I have worked with someone from Cyprus. I don't know which side of Cyprus, because I know Cyprus is there's a north and the side, so I don't know what side he worked from. But back in the day, I did know someone. Very kind gentleman, actually. Anyway, and do you think we beat Arsenal on Sunday? Are you at home and away? I don't know. I'm going to check. It does matter where you're playing home and away. That's Alex SR7. I've got to stop eating while doing this watch along because I'm clearly not paying attention to the chat. But I'm just a little bit hungry now. It is Friday. I mean, you guys had somebody in the chat had chicken tonight, so right. I'm gonna go. Let me go to fixtures. I'm going to answer that question. Do you think Manchester United versus Arsenal? Who's going to win? But the thing is, I know they're playing against each other. I think it's on Sunday, but I don't know if you're playing. Just bear with me because this tablet is so slow on loading. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just got to remove it. I don't know. I think it's on Sunday. Arsenal are playing Manchester United, or is it Manchester United playing? Yeah, me rice with chicken. Yeah, you see, you got your chicken. I haven't finished my. I'm moaning here. Right, it's at the Emirates. So it's Arsenal playing at home against Manchester United. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Now, who do I think is going to win that? Hold on. I think in that match, Arsenal versus Manchester United, 3 p.m. kickoff at the Emirates. The first goal is crucial for either side, and I'm going to put myself out on a limb on this one. Big up to Alex SR. He says it's 10 a.m. You are in Miami, and so it's early doors for you there. And are we playing home and away? Yeah. So Manchester United, your Manchester United are playing away at the Emirates, which is the home of Arsenal FC. And what game? The 5th of January, Arsenal. What a game! The 15th of January, Tottenham, Arsenal, AUR, and not Manchester United. Oh, I didn't understand that. But my prediction for that match, if you like, because you did ask the question, I think the first goal is important between Arsenal versus Manchester United in the FA Cup third round on Sunday. I think Manchester United are going to score first. I think those players they want to prove a point for their manager and to their crowd. There's a lot of Manchester United fans in London, believe me. Um, um, and I'm going for. I think with Mikel Arteta complaining about the football in the last match. Yes, I know he's got Ethan and Nwaneri injured, Bukayo Saka injured. He might have other issues there. I don't think Mikel Arteta is interested in the FA Cup or the League Cup at all. I think he's just interested in the Champions League. If he lands it, then everyone will forget about this. And I'm going Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. There you go. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 3. Um, and Manchester United need to score first. That's what I'm going with for that fixture. Actually, that gives me a thought. Complaining about football. I mean, Premier League in January to Tottenham, Arsenal, all tickets sold out. Most tickets are sold out in most Premier League matches nowadays. There's a lot of, well, the locals can't get the tickets, quite frankly. Um, it's usually sold to tourists. I suppose I predicted us a 2-0 win or a 3-0 win. Yeah, I just don't think two things. I don't think Mikel Arteta, in his mind, in his real mind, gives a hoot about the FA Cup or the League Cup. He just wants to get to the Champions League final. He's thinking get to the Champions League final and finish in the top four, but not win the Premier League, and that saves him some buying time. I think that's what it is. Whether they can win the Champions League and whether they can get into top four, that's another matter. Because I think it's been found out there's a lot of Arsenal fans now that are starting to wake and smell the coffee about him. He had no experience in management before he went to Arsenal. He's been there nearly 5 years. I'm sure he's a good man and he's a good coach and he's a good manager and all that jazz. But I keep saying it before. He has spent over 750 million net spent in transfers since he's been at Arsenal. Nearly 4 or 5 years he's been there, and he's not won anything with all that money spent and with his own players. And I think he's going to go down in the history of that football club, Arsenal, as the worst appointed manager in respect to how much money he's been allowed to spend and the duration of time that he's been there. He's literally won nothing with his own players. And I mean, opponent football fans, we kind of want him to stay there because they don't win anything. Oh. There's some other interesting ties there. They've got a Newcastle United versus Bromley, Southampton versus Swansea City. Rangers are. Oh, this is the Scottish Championship. Please keep hitting the likes. Thank you very much, everyone, for getting the 6 likes. And I was waiting, and I'm still waiting for. Okay, that's not. They're not doing the. I'm just waiting for the commentary for Graham Potter after his first. Let me have a look. I want to read out to you, and also it helps me practice. None of the big names are interested in the Carabao Cup. It's look, don't get me wrong. I think they do want to win every game, but they would argue that the squad in depth and the volumes of matches that they have to play is not sufficient to challenge for all the competitions. But just look at the net spend that Mikel Arteta has had and other managers has had in comparison to other football clubs. It's just ridiculous. Well, they need to sell players. They've got a lot of players on high wages there. And for example, there's a player right now that everyone is talking about. Hold on a minute. So how do I then... Right, I'm going to stop using this tablet. It's got right up my hoot. It's so slow. Literally, I'm going to be here next year with using it. So I'm just going to go back to the iPhone because it's. I was watching the match on there. I was just waiting to see if they did the um hold on a minute. Let me just put this on. It is right. Right menu. Oh. I'm trying to see if there is a quote from Graham Potter after he finished. Let me see. No, there's nothing there. All right. I'll wait for it. I won't go to that right now, but I can confirm that at Crystal Palace, we have signed a player today, and we look like we're going to sign another one at the weekend. I'm just checking something on the transfer rumours. That's what you do as a football fan. That's all you do in the transfer window is just search and search of any of any of any rumours, and I can confirm that Crystal Palace have successfully signed today. It was announced at the football club. Um, it's a young man called Asher Agbino uh, Abignoni, and I'm absolutely thrilled for him. I think he will feature in the squad because sometimes we bring in youngsters and then we loan them out um, whilst they develop their skills. Um, and uh, um, and so I'm happy for that. Actually, I've got it over here. Actually, let me just go into this one. And um, oh, the unders will be playing today, and I just want to say that um, oh, and uh, what's going on? Um, oh, hello. We've got something here. Actually, this is breaking news. We have now loaned out Jemai Umulu, under 21s, I think he's to Port Vale. Um, so what it is with me as a Crystal Palace fan, I don't want them to lose anyone at all, whether it's the first team or the under 21s or the under 18s. But it doesn't work like that. You have to let people go, deselect players. That has to be. It's probably has to be the worst job that any person could have, I expect, at any football club. But I can confirm. That Asher Agbin Oni has now joined us from Gillingham, and um, I am so yeah, no, it's good. I hope that he gets the opportunity to go into the senior squad, um, and play some games. It's about squad in depth, and um, it's one of those. So let's have a look. Um, I'm just looking at all my rumours and transfer windows that I've got open. No, there's nothing there. That's good. And I think I've got it on the other phone. Right, let me just have a look. Let me have a look. Right, okay, so at Crystal Palace, there's a player which we are looking at. I don't know about the football club, I just want to be clear on that. But there's a player which I believe Crystal Palace have been working on for some time, and it's a young man called Romain Eze. That's what's spelled Romain, as it says, Romain, and his surname is Eze, but it's not spelled the same as Ebri Eze. Ebri Eze is Eze. This young man, his name is Roman Eze, and his surname is spelled Esse. Now, he is an attacking midfielder, like in the 10 role. And more or less, if you didn't know about Roman Esse, he plays in the position that Ebri Eze plays for our senior side right now. Um, let me just see if I can go into him. And, oh, I've lost him. What happened there? Oh, I've got this phone. There he is. Okay, so he's only, oh, I thought he was 18. No, he's 19. There you go. I got that wrong. Now, I got a feeling that Crystal Palace have been looking at him for some time. He plays on the right hand side, and he can play for England or the Ivory Coast, and that's what he's international wise. He currently is at Millwall. The thing is with Millwall at the moment, and this young man Roman Eze, is that Millwall are playing. I think it's on Monday in the FA Cup. So we wouldn't want him to be cup tied. But it looks like the deal is going to happen in the next few days. It could happen Saturday, Sunday, or even on Monday. I'm just going to double check to see when I don't normally know when Millwall are playing, believe it or not. I don't. So I'm just going to check. But I do believe they're playing in the FA Cup this weekend or on Monday. And so just bear with me. I'm going to quickly flick through this. So scores and fixtures. It's right on Saturday. I know it's not Saturday. On Sunday. No, yeah, it's on Monday. I knew it was Monday. Right. So Millwall are playing in the third round FA Cup. Millwall versus Dagenham and Redbridge, which is a North London club actually. So that's going to be quite tasty because I've got a feeling that some of the Dagenham and Redbridge fans are sort of forward slash or backslash West Ham fans. So that's going to be a tasty affair there. Millwall are playing at home, and Millwall have got at the Den, of course, but they've got Roman Eze playing for him. And the thing is, if he plays in the FA Cup, if you look at the pre-match conference for their manager, he said that he's going to be on the team sheet. So I got a feeling that this is going to happen at the weekend or even during Monday working days hours, Monday to 9 to 5 sort of thing. The kickoff is at 7:30 on Monday. I think it kind of helps if he's available to be, so he's not cup tied in the FA Cup. But I think it's Roman Eze. I think is the player that the Crystal Palace scouting teams at Crystal Palace, and I expect Dougie Freeman. And again, I don't know anyone at the football club, but big up to Dougie Freeman doing a selfie at the last match. It was a lovely moment to have a Crystal Palace legend just stop for a few seconds, and I asked him, and he did a selfie. So thank you very much, Dougie Freeman. I'm sure that he doesn't watch this. Thank you. Who let the dogs out? Who? But anyway, I expect that Roman Eze from Millwall, whom I believe is he's only 19, but I think he's into his second or third professional contract. I think it might be it's not his first. I think it's his second or third. I'm not specific on that. But what I'm saying is that a young man who's into his second or third professional contract at a club like Millwall is at a certain level of payment and of years, I expect, of assigned to the contract. Now, him going from Millwall to Crystal Palace, his salary is going to considerably change. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is that it's good for Roman Eze. I think it'll be a good step for him to step up to another league with a club like Crystal Palace that is progressive in developing young talent coming at a level, and then they step up and they go to higher levels as they go along. Now, The other thing which is important is Millwall, I think, signed him last, or no, sorry, renewed his contract. I think it was last September or October of last year. So, but it does, I think they extended it for 1 year. And so does Crystal Palace do it now in this January transfer window, or do they wait until the end of the season? But I got a feeling that Dougie Freeman and the people at Crystal Palace, they've been working on this for some time. And it's like the deal that they've like prioritized. There's priority 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I think he's our main priority to sign for us. So I think it's, from my understanding, and is from official sources that's coming out from that I'm hearing from the football club on social media, is that it's that the negotiation between Roman Eze leaving Millwall to Crystal Palace is at the later stages of conclusion in the negotiation process. So clearly the clubs are talking to each other, and the fact that it's getting towards the end of that tells me that the player would like to come to Crystal Palace. That helps a lot if the player wants to play for us. I never want a player that doesn't want to come and play for us. It's just it's not worth the headache. So, how much are we talking about as a transfer fee for Romain Eze? Um, I think we're talking about around the region of. Normally, as a Crystal Palace fan, I just don't go into the transfers of our players because it hurts your head. It really hurts your head. So I just kind of wait until it's kind of like mentioned officially. But I think we're talking about something between 8 or 9 million. I expect Millwall would want more. Who wouldn't? If you're selling an asset, you want to maximise your return in your initial investment. In this case, it's Roman Eze at Millwall. So for me, I think it works for Millwall. That if it's a one deal and the money goes straight away there, I think it can get done this weekend. I expect. It's good for the player. He could then be is clearly match fit from the sources that I've had about his performances for Millwall. He's creative. He's attacking minded. So when he gets hold of the ball, he's one of those players that doesn't need to be told how to look for a pass or what to do with it. So for his young age, apparently he's ahead of his playing style as an attacking midfielder. For those of you who don't understand where he plays in more or less the same position as Ebre Eze does for us in the senior side right now. I know it's a bit confusing because the surnames sound the same, but that's where Roman Eze plays his football. The other thing which I think I haven't seen or heard anyone say out there is that I heard someone talk about him at Millwall, and what Roman Eze can sometimes do, he can not only um, he can play, he can drift into different positions and cause all kinds of mayhems to their position, whether it's their position left back or even their position right back. So he can go out of position, drift out of position, and just cause mayhem to the opposition. So having an attacking midfielder that doesn't only just works literally on one side, that can actually drift onto the other side. I'm not saying that he can kick the ball with both feet. I think it's the right foot. He hits the ball with the right foot. My understanding, I could be wrong, but apparently he's got that in his locker. Apparently, so that's why I expect maybe also as well, Dougie Freeman is looking in for that. So I'm excited about this signing. He's only 19. I don't think he'll be coming in to be then loaned back to Millwall or loaned out anywhere else. I hope not, because from all the quarters that I've hearing of this young man, I've not seen him play live. I want to be clear about that. He's the preferred and the ideal signing for Crystal Palace, and I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a no-brainer for the player, Roman Eze. I think it's a no-brainer for Millwall, and clearly Crystal Palace want to get this done, I think, in January and not have to wait until the end of the season where there will be other people wanting to have a little munch at him as well. Other players that we've been linked of course, is Ben Doak of the Scottish international from Middlesbrough, Nasser Dija, uh, um, and of course also Joby Bellingham from Sunderland. Now, um, I think Joby Bellingham. Um, I think there'd probably be an interest there, but oh, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind him there, but in the midfield area where he plays at the moment, we've got Husey, we've got Adam Walton, hopefully soon to return from that injury that he's got. We've got Jefferson Lerma, we've got Cheki Decore that can play there, um, and sometimes, but I don't think he's suitable. Daichi Kamada can play in there, but he's like fifth in the pecking order. So if Joby Bellingham comes in, I would have thought that he would expect to be on the starting lineup. But then, what will then happen? I hope that they don't. Yeah, that's one of those, the way I see it, is to what do you have in squad in depth if it were to come. Um, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow or Sunday or during Monday 9 to 5 hours for Roman Eze to be announced as a Crystal Palace player, and I look forward to, hopefully he can come over to us, and I sincerely hope that he doesn't get loaned out straight away. I think the reason why they're going to bring him in is to give Oliver Glasner a squad in depth um, for for um, for the incoming season. Of course, we're still in the FA Cup and whatnot. Of course, in the Premier League, trying to climb away from that relegation scrap, and of course. Um, um, yeah, push up as high as we can in the league. So that's Roman Eze. It's the negotiations between Crystal Palace and Millwall and the player is at the latter stages of the negotiations. That's from very good sources, and hopefully that will be announced either tomorrow, Sunday, or even during Monday. But if he plays as per the Millwall manager said that he is available and he will be in the squad for that match on Monday evening in the FA Cup third round against Dagenham and Redbridge. And this is Millwall versus Dagenham and Redbridge. And those of you who know London, you'll know that Dagenham and Redbridge is not far from West Ham United. And I wouldn't be very surprised if some of those Dagenham and Redbridge are, let's say they know West Ham fans, and so there could be West Ham fans, real talk, and so there's going to be a massive. They're going to have to watch that match very carefully. It's played off in the evening on Monday, and and it's going to be at the home of Millwall at the Den. But some Crystal Palace fans are worried that he then Roman Eze may become cup tied. It'll be a headache, but I don't think that's the reason why we're bringing him to Crystal Palace so he can be available, uh, you know, at the next FA Cup match. But then it would help him to fit into that squad there at Crystal Palace. But for me, I think it's Roman Eze is the target that Dougie Freeman, the scouting team, have been monitoring and looking to build as a as our as our main signing for this transfer window in January. If I may remind you, this time last year, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Dougie Freeman and his scouting team brought in um, Daniel Munoz and Adam Walton. And so Crystal Palace is well renowned for bringing in players and progressing the levels up and up and upwards and increasing the initial investment that Crystal Palace have made in them. And certainly, it has to be said clearly, not I know I'm biased as a Crystal Palace fan, but I can say that clearly Daniel Munoz, Colombiano, the Colombian international player, but Daniel Munoz and Adam Walton, even as he's recovering from his injuries, their stock value um, has gone up because people have seen what they can do for the team and do to opponents. For example, when we were playing against Arsenal, quick example, the last game, not both in the League Cup and in the Premier League fixture that we played them in the same week, Daniel Munoz was not fielded, was not playing. So and you could tell Um, so you can tell when he's not on the pitch. Same like with Ebrieze, for example. And Adam Wharton is a cool cucumber, as I call it, customer on the ball, under pressure. Um, I've heard some people call him, he's just a kid. He's not. When Adam Wharton is on the ball and he's in control of the ball, the way he holds the ball off and the way he turns with the ball and then knows exactly where to lay the ball off. You can't teach someone that at the Premier League level. You either got it or you haven't, and the lad has that. So it's no surprising that Manchester, as Pep Guardiola apparently was trying to eye Adam Wharton. Um, they don't miss players like that because they've seen them play against their side. And Adam Wharton is no kid on the park, mate. He knows how to play ball. And but he's injured at the moment. But his stock level has come up since we acquired him this time last year in the January transfer window. So hopefully with Roman Eze, we can do the same. I don't think he'll be brought in to then be sent out. Um, yeah, that's what I think what will happen. We need cover for what we've got there. Um, and what another players that we are an update here on, of course. I'm going to have a drink because my mouth is going dry. No one teaches this, and it is called um, it is called um, the situation between Chelsea FC and, of course, Mark Gahey. And for those of you who don't know, Crystal Palace have a loanee defender. His name is Trevor Chavela, and as I say, I don't know anyone at the football club. I may sound like a parrot saying that, but I just want to emphasise that because I don't know the actual contract. But my understanding is, as a football fan of Crystal Palace, is that when Mark Gahey, when we acquired his services, and I think Crystal Palace paid something between 17 and 18 million for Mark Gahey when we brought him from Chelsea to Crystal Palace. My understanding from it was that there was something in the contract which enables, should we sell him on or whether he wants to leave Crystal Palace, that Chelsea FC would have first pickings at that. So that's a good thing to be included in the contract. I think, as a Crystal Palace fan, I've never owned a business, I've never bought or sold a player. But what I'm saying is, I think that's good because then that takes out the advantage. That makes it inherently, I think, um, productively, financially better for the selling club and the buying club, which in this instance is Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Now, the muddle of it all is, I'm thinking is, and I don't know for certain, of course we have Trevor Chabla, who is a loanee from Chelsea. And they've seen how well he's now actually got back to his where he used to be back in the day when he used to win Champions Leagues for two people. And I have to say, um, Chelsea are renowned and very professional on getting players in and increasing their value of um, not of numerical value but of skill levels. Don't get me wrong. As annoyed I am with Chelsea right now, but they are very good at how can I put this, productively bringing in players and bringing them up to different levels. The reason I say that, quite bluntly, is very simple. Oh my God, I got Super Chat. Thank you, Super Chat. It's very simple. Chelsea are the only football club in London that has won the Champions League. I don't need to add any more to that. It's a fact. Thank you very much for the comments or Super Chat there. I'm using an iPhone there, so I just hope I don't delete your Super Chat. Oh my God. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Put the heating on. Oh my God, you trolled me. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You got me there. How do I view it, and then how do I like STE has said thank you very much for the £4.99 super chat. I think this lets me. Oh, it's gone away. I don't want to. I don't know what I'm pressing here. There, I've put a like. Thank you very much. He has, or she has put. I don't know what's going on. STE has put in a £4.99 super chat saying, put the heating on. No, I'm not going to do anything. My bit. Thank you very much for the £4.99. That means a lot. That helps immensely to the channel because, as you can see, I don't know what I'm pressing. It's gone away. I can't see. Um, Hello. Oh, thank you very much. I'm an oligarch as a Chelsea fan. Look, I'll tell you about actually oligarch. I will tell you a little story about him, and I know who you and I probably will know who we're talking about, Mr. Abramovich. I have met him actually twice, but anyway, I'll tell you a story about him in a minute, uh, in case you didn't know. And but thank you very much for the super chat. That helps the traction of the channel a lot, and um, yeah, I think the thing I feel a bit bad because I'm sure you all lot can see me eating while I'm doing the football and doing things that other content creators are not doing, which is like what I'm doing, which is like making it up as I go along. But anyway, it is what it is. But I'm just going to go back to the Mark Gahey thing, but I will come back to your comment. But thank you very much, ST, for that super chat. I don't know, can I? It says report remove timer. No, I don't know what else to press on there. I was going to try and pin it, but it just on this phone it doesn't let me, or I don't know how to do it. So I'm just going to let it be. Right. So Mark Gahey he came from Chelsea, came to Crystal Palace, £80 million. There's a understanding, not a gentleman's agreement. It's actually within the contract that Chelsea have a chance to have a look at it. What's also my understanding is that with the deal with Mark Gahey when he left Chelsea to Crystal Palace for that £80 million was that if Mark Gahey was to leave Crystal Palace, my understanding is any profit from that sale, not on the transfer fee, but on the there's something about it. On the sell-on fee, not from the initial fee of the 80 million, but there is something else in that contract regarding Mark Gahey leaving Chelsea to Crystal Palace that Chelsea has. So it's not one thing; it's two things. Chelsea has the contractual agreement to have first look into Mark Gahey's if he's going to leave Crystal Palace, and secondly, there is a clause that I think it's like a 10 or 20% that Chelsea will then get in return should Mark Gahey leave Crystal Palace, go into another club. But I think that if he then returns to Chelsea, then that doesn't incur. I could be wrong. As I say, I don't have the contracts in front of me in piece of paper. So that's one thing. So I think that's beneficial for Chelsea. I think Chelsea need a leader, a captain style. They're going to get a good player if they do sign Mark Gahey. I don't want him to leave my Crystal Palace, number one. Number two, Chelsea will land a very good centre-back that can play in the 3, in a 4, on the left, centrally. He can do many things and he can score goals. He can drift forward. So he's a very good player and a very good. If they're looking for a captain, they're getting a good player there. So that's another aspect with Mark Gahey. Also, um, he's very humble. I've only ever spoken to him to ask him for a selfie, but I've never had a conversation to him. But the way he portrays himself as a footballer at Crystal Palace, representing the teammates that he plays with, the fans that he represents, and the football club, the football brand of cpfc.co.uk, he represents that. Absolutely amazing. He's so humble. He's absolutely must be. If he's not an inspirational for any football club to have as a football player on their books, the way I expect he inspires young boys and young girls to come into football. I think he's doing that right now. So Chelsea, you'll be getting not just a football player, you'll be getting someone that inspires young women and young men to come into football. I mean, no doubt you're getting not just a football player. You're getting possibly a captain, a leader on the pitch. You're getting a very experienced footballer. Now, the bundle of it is that this is going back to what there's don't report or move me. Yeah, no, I've stopped it. I didn't press anything. He's laughing. Yeah, no, I haven't pressed it because yeah, I've just looked at the options and those are some of the. So it's like I just don't touch it. I'm not touching anything. Big up to ST. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, The thing which is muddling now with Chelsea, and this is where I lose my temper with Chelsea fans. That's why I'm getting into it with them poaching a player there, poaching one there, cracking a shell there, and trying to poach a player there. There is a deal with to be made, if it's so be it, and also if Mark Gahey actually wants to go to Chelsea, that is also very helpful. Because if the man don't want to go back, then he is not going to go back. Real talk. And I tell you why, because players don't forget when they get deselected, it stays in their minds. Real talk. Real talk. But moving that banter aside, is Trevor Chabler. When Mark Gahey left Chelsea to come to Crystal Palace, as I say, I ain't got the contract in front of me, and I ain't looking at the small print. But I'm sure, pretty sure, that there is no contractual agreement that has to be in conjunction with a player other than to be involved, i.e., um, uh, Trevor Chabler, who is a loanee from Chelsea. The reason why I'm bringing this in respect to Chelsea, from Crystal Palace back to Chelsea, is that it feels to me like Chelsea are now moving the goalposts. Like they're acting like VAR now, and they're drawing the crayons, the lines, and moving things. I don't think they'll get away with it, because I think, as I say, at Crystal Palace, the sporting director, Dougie Freeman, is very well experienced in these sort of situations. And whomever at Crystal Palace makes the final decisions of whether Trevor Chabler is loaned, is actually incorporated into the deal of Mark Gahey, I think they'll separate both of them. I think they will do that, because the contract is between Mark Gahey, Crystal Palace, and Chelsea. In nowhere in that it should incorporate any other player, any other contract. That's the way I see it. And if Chelsea try to move the goalposts, um, inducing the Trevor Chabler situation into the Gahey, going from Crystal Palace back to Chelsea, I don't think the Dougie Freeman or the other people at Crystal Palace will allow themselves to be shortchanged. They're very experienced people, I expect, in these sort of matters. But I wouldn't be saying wrong that if from the Chelsea side, they will try any trick to just pay less money and to get an advantage. And then this brings me to the last point about this issue. What this actually, because this is why I don't get too much in the transfer thing, because everyone talks about, oh yeah, this player will be great, the club will like it, the players around him will like it, and all that. But actually, a lot of people actually stop to think, and it's like they don't stop to think. Actually, does the player actually want to move to your football club? So does Mark Gahey want to move to Chelsea? Does Trevor Chabler want to be pulled back, because he's on loan to us from Chelsea, back into the squad as it is now at Chelsea? The desires of those two situations is different, because at the moment, in my opinion, Mark Gahey has the high ground on where he is. He's got a contract with Crystal Palace at the moment. He's loved at Crystal Palace. I think his family has settled in well with how things operate at Crystal Palace. He understands that Crystal Palace are there to help him, facilitate him in the progression of his career at any point. They are the Chelsea boys through and through. Oh, look into my eye. Let me tell you something. Chelsea boys, listen. Chelsea boys. Let me tell you something. The man, Michael Olise, even when the lollipop lady or the lollipop man weren't looking, the Chelsea club, they threw Michael Olise back in the day underneath the bus. That's why the man never listened to you, and the man landed at Bayern Munich. Hello? Number 2, Ebriese, we're coming. You know what? You may be calling. I ain't coming. Ebriese, I'm coming for you. I'm going to hand some receipts out, because this is the jamminess of Chelsea fans. Real talk. I tell you, Ebriese, the man was thrown not only underneath the bus, no one dialed 999 when it happened. No Chelsea fan, no Chelsea club back in the day. Real talk. And Ebriese, he knows the number of London football clubs that slammed the door on him, shut on him. It was only Queen's Park Rangers that went, open the door. I said, who's that? Who's that knocking at the door? And they see everybody else, and they're saying, listen here, I need a job, man. I'm good at football, you know. I can do a job here. And the Queen's Park Rangers, you know what I mean? Scout was like, who are you? And he goes, Ebri Eze. And he's like, let me see. Queen's Park Rangers gave Ebri Eze an opportunity. So what point I'm making is that both my colleagues and Ebri Eze, they know that they've been deselected. Gleison connected with Chelsea? Yes, he has. Believe me, he has. There's a picture of him with something to do with Chelsea, and I'll bring it and I might put it on a thumbnail. But I've got to do a thumbnail. I'm so unprofessional about this. I've got to do the thumbnail for this and for the ones before, but I haven't done them. There is a connection there. The other one is, of course, now Mark Gahey. We all know, we've all seen the pictures of Mark Gahey in the shirt of Chelsea because the man came from there, so he's worn it. But again, at a crucial time of his career, he was deselected by your club and he was released, even though the contract is tied a little bit because Chelsea have opportunity to sign him. Now, there's the second thing which I haven't spoken in respect to the Chelsea thing is this. But please let me emphasize again. There's Mark Gahey actually was Arsenal, I think. Now I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna Google it now because now you got me thinking. I've seen him. This is what Chelsea fans do to you. Real talk. They make you diverse for your purpose. But big up to the Chelsea fans. Chelsea. Was that? It's probably Die Hard. Yeah, I think that's what it is. What? What? Like me? Look, listen. Don't let me take my hat off. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the jamminess of Chelsea. Listen, the only good thing around Chelsea, right, is when you leave the bridge and you turn right, there's a little roundabout there, yeah? On the left-hand side is Domino's Pizzas on the corner there, and there's all these motorcycles there. No, you can't clip that. You can't clip that. Can you clip? I think I have. Oh, no, people got to clip me. Oh, my God. Listen, let me tell you something, Chelsea fans. The only thing good at the bridge, well, not at the bridge, so when you come out the bridge of the stadium, you lick a right, yeah? You lick a right. You walk along there on the side of where the stadium's at, right? Go past the traffic lights. Keep walking along. On the left-hand side, opposite, there's a Domino's. Don't go there. It's a dead-end road. It's a dead-end road. And that at the bottom of that, it's actually if your car gets clamped or towed away at the end of it, that's where you go and pick up your car. Real talk. But you don't cross the road. You keep on walking and you hit a little roundabout, yeah? And when you hit that roundabout, to the right of you, yeah, that's the beginning of the North End Road, right? That joins the Fulham Road where you've just come from the bridge. So if you walk up along there, there's a Marks Spencer's on the left, but if you keep walking up there, there's a North End Market. Now, in the mid-90s there, it was brilliant for vegetables, for fresh fish as well, fishmongers. There was an old school fishmongers along there, but it closed down a long time ago. So for fruit and vegetables and meat, that used to be a really good fruit and vegetable. It is not now. No, it doesn't. There is a few stalls now, but it's not how it used to be. So that's the only thing that got it there in Chelsea. Real talk. Man, about a Chelsea fan. Don't even get me started. Anyway, hold on. I've seen something here. I think you're right. I think he's a Chelsea man from back in the day. What it is, I've seen a picture of Ebri Eze, something to do with Chelsea back in the day, and I'm not mixing it up with Michael Olise or where is it? I can't find it. I think you're right. I think it's because he's well, they don't really make an announcement because they can't really do that. but there is a connection there for uh, for Chelsea, and he's. I think you're right. I think he's a Chelsea fan from back in the day. Um, yeah, if it wasn't for Queen's Park Rangers opening that opportunity for him, um, because when actually we're talking about Millwall earlier on, when Millwall released him, the only club at the time that opened the door for him, and I expect he probably went to Chelsea. I mean, real talk, they slammed the door on him too. Um, oh, I don't want Eberechi to land at you, Chelsea. No, 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 you don't need him over there. You got players on the left hand side. You got a player there that got in trouble with off the field issues, and I'm sure they'll support him, and then he'll come back. Um, but Nah, Eberechi, he's done so well at Crystal Palace. And that's another player that we've got on the books at Crystal Palace. An amazing role model. Alyssa came through the Chelsea Academy. Yes, I am aware of that. And a lot of people send me pictures of him wearing the shirt and all that thing back in the day. Him and his brother. Um, and but he's doing well. Alyssa's done so well at under Vincent Company at he's had to sit on the bench a few times. I can't deny because I am keeping an eye on that. But on my, I'm not. Well, I should really plug my channel, but on my channel on the playlistings, I have videoed the last time at the end of last season. Eberechi and Michael Lise at the end of the match. What happens is they go around the pitch, and with their families come on, and everybody says to their families and stuff like that. And right at the end of that, I took a video. I never take videos of the players' families. I never do that because the players on the pitch, that's one thing, but players and families, that's something separate. That's something, that's a territory that I don't go in. So I didn't make a video of that, but I did do a video of Michael Lise standing next to Eberechi, and they were just standing at Selhurst Park in front of the Holmesdale stand, and they were just talking to themselves right at the end. And I did say to myself, and I was a bit emotional, I have to say. I saw, um, we also had him back. Don't get me going. But I saw Eberechi and Michael Lise talking on Selhurst Park on the last match of the day last season, and I did a video on it, and I've created and I've uploaded it. So if you ever want to see them two together as Crystal Palace players at Selhurst Park after the sort of the closing ceremony of the last of the match, I've actually uploaded it on the channel. It will be on their Chelsea playlisting. I'm sure it's there. But that was a good combination of players there. They've done really well, both for each other at Crystal Palace. And since Michael is left, and I just can't believe it, like Steve Parish has said, how no one's really come in for Eberechi. Um, and in a selfish way, I'm glad about that. But players like Michael Olise, players like Eberechi, and players like Mark Gahey, one day should be lifting a Champions League and should be lifting a Premier League title. And your Chelsea can facilitate that. The other thing that I have to mention about Chelsea in respect to, let me just make sure I haven't missed your chat, says we also had Mbappe. You got, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is Chelsea. Chelsea fans in the jamming of transfer windows. It won't surprise me. It will not surprise me. But Chelsea fans realise one thing. Realise one thing. Ting. Ting. I can't do it with the accent of the patois accent because if I do, I'll chop it up. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to look at it because it's going to look bad. I can see Eze at Arsenal. He ain't going. Arsenal Football Club, yes, but while Mikel Arteta's there, no, he won't go there. He will not go to Arsenal while Mikel Arteta's there. Now, if Arsenal were to sign the Inter Milan manager who's just won a cup, a Super Coppa against the AC Milan manager. Now that's a different ball game. He wouldn't fit them. Listen. Chelsea fans, there is no room in your changing room for any more players. Mbappe, he's a tall player. He wouldn't be able to duck his head down to get in there. At the bridge, right, there is no room in your changing room. But going back to the story of Abramovich, I remember when he first bought Chelsea, And I think I've said this story. I don't know if anyone said listen to this, but Roman Abramovich, he came. We always used to have pre-season warm-up friendlies with Chelsea and the likes of Alex Stewart, who's a very famous England cricketer. He would play, so he would be there and all that. It's really good. And we had a pre-season warm-up. Simon Jordan was the owner, the proprietor of Crystal Palace at the time, and I remember this is a story. Um, one of the two stories of where I've seen him. And at that time, I had a season ticket in the directors' lounge, um, um, and the directors' side lounge that I was in, it was called the Steve Coppell Lounge. Um, so the pre-season there, I went in there, and we played against Chelsea. But that was the year when Abramovich brought in the club and all that, and he had just signed Damien Duff. And I remember he started on the bench, and um, I was saying to the person I was sitting next to, I says that Damien Duff transfer from Chelsea, literally the cost of his transfer fee, let alone his wages, could outpay all of our squad players. It was just ridiculous. I was like, how do we compete against a club like that? Because one player's transfer fee was probably the net spend of all our squad players. It's like, how do you compare it? How do you balance that? But anyway, so that was quite good to see. You see players like that. And then the other thing I remember about Roman Abramovich, that as per Simon Jordan, he said back in the day in the match programs that his entourage was very polite to Crystal Palace officials there when they came to Selhurst Park. But Roman Abramovich always wore jeans. He always wear those jeans back in the day. I think he probably still does now. I don't know. But basically, I was saying to the two people on the right message, look, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to tell him that here in the entrance number 10, where it was the Steve Coppell Lounge and the directors' lounge, there is a dress code, all right? But there comes the man that just bought Chelsea and he just bought Damien Duff, and the man's walking in there with jeans. There is a dress code. Jeans are not allowed. But the man walking. But no, I didn't go over and have a pop at him. So that's one time that I saw him there. I was to my left there. And then the other time that I saw him was in Kensington High Street. He was walking out of the Kensington Royal Gardens Hotel, and I used to use the other car park there a lot. Um, and I'd just seen a client and was walking back to the car park. So the Kensington Royal Gardens Hotel has a car park, it has a casino, has an spa, it has a gym in there. It's a massive building. It's next to Kensington, the Royal Gardens, the Kensington Palace, um, where the Royal Highnesses, the royal people live. And anyway, so I saw him standing outwards, and as I was crossing the road, he was just standing there, and he was just waiting for his vehicle to come out. But I just went into the car park, so I've seen him twice. Those are my two stories there on Abramovich. But yeah, the man coming to Selhurst Park wearing jeans, but he was very, as per the notes from Simon Jordan in the following match, he said that it was good to see. He was kind of welcoming him into the Premier League, and then of course we all know what Chelsea went and did under him. Um, the trophies that they won probably was his. Yeah, yeah, he probably is his. I'll tell you if I think of it or what you say. I'm just trying to go back to the chat without deleting anything. Uh, the Palanga, yeah. I mean, it's I think him. I think in those times, I mean, Michael Essien, Chelsea, John Terry, and Didier Drogba. Um, I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to talk to you lot, Chelsea fans. Have you guys actually replaced Didier Drogba? And I think Cole Palmer, it's it's as close as you got, in my opinion. Um, but Nicholas Jackson, I don't think he's in the levels of Didier Drogba. And Cuckoo, I think he's up there, but not as good as your Didier Drogba. Um, And of course, at the time, you had Jose Mourinho, which was a combination for a club to have. And then you went and Drogba, yeah. I mean, um, different style of football, I think, then to now, um, in a sense. But the way Chelsea now break away, um, yeah, um, Kante, um, you had Etu there one time, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But it was Michael Michael Essien that you had. You had the German Ballack there, I think, one time. And then, of course, who can you not forget? Diego Gana playing for you lot. Diego Costa. Hazard. Oh, my days. That's another one. That's another one. You have not replaced Hazard. Look, Casido. No, they're not on the same level. Hazard, sure. I mean, I don't understand Chelsea, but on a pitch, when you look at players with the capability of Hazard, I mean, he was the conductor, if I'm not mistaken, of your team there back in the day. Are you telling me that my Casado, the one you gave 110 million to Chelsea, that he's on the same level as? Get out of here, man! And then you want to come in for Mark Gahey, and you only want to give us 65 mil, but you gave Brighton 110 mil. You're taking liberties. There's taking liberties. This is the problem with Chelsea fans. There's taking the bubble and there's taking the piss. Was a one-man band. Do you know what? I can't remember. Did you lose Hazard after? Yeah, Mourinho had left, or was that after the second time? Um, yeah, Hazard, Essien, I would say John Terry, Didier Drogba. Um, there's another player that you guys used to have back in the day, and I used to hate him playing against my Palace. Um, not Diego Costa. I mean, Diego Costa was an animal. When you guys, whenever your Diego Costa played for you lot, and he played against Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur, it was popcorn settings. It was just brilliant. As a neutral, I'll be like, oh, it's gonna kick off. Uh, oh my days. Um, um, I think some of the decisions that they got away with in those days, you wouldn't get away with these days. With the VAR and all this technology and all this nonsense. Um, but those were the days for you lot on that. But this is what I'm talking about. If aim after the great, big up to you, STSC. Yeah, one thing I would say about your football club, and I hope that when we build a new stand at Crystal Palace, I hope they do this. As I say, in front of your stadium and next to the club shop, there it's called the Shed End. It's a very famous brick wall, and on that brick wall there is a lot of history about your football club. But in there, they also have the plaques for all the players. I've actually done a stream, and the last time I was there at the bridge this season, I got a selfie with Mark Bright, big up our Crystal Palace legend. After I did a video on the Chelsea the Shed, and on the Shed end you've got plaques and details about your legends at your football club. Palace, new name Stanford. Look. This is a Chelsea fan. Big up to you, ST. I can't deny it. All right, I live in the real world as you. But can I just open your mind, refresh you? The previous match, we stopped you, okay? Because my Palace dropped another 2 points against you lot. Cole Palmer, yes, he scored that ice cold first goal against my Palace at Selhurst Park, okay? But then did you not see? Did you not see how we equalised? Okay? How did you not see? Anyway, the previous match to that, Chelsea fans out there, jammy Chelsea fans out there, Portman Road. Was it not? No, it wasn't that. It was the Fulham. Which order was it? I can't remember. But anyway, yes, it was. It was Portman Road. It was an away fixture at Portman Road. The Tractor Boys, they were taking off the hats on their tractors, and they licked you. They licked you 2-0. Pass win. Nah, listen, listen. I'm coming back to you. I'm handing out the receipt out to you. You're handing out the receipts. I can hand them out too. Giving you a point. No, you dropped 2 points. I was at the bridge and at Selhurst Park. I see your team twice. And I'm sorry, my Palace dropped 4. Un, deux, trois, quatre, quatre, quatre points. Real talk. Je m'appelle Diego C. Palace. Écoutez, écoutez. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You went over to the Tractor Boys and they licked you. They spanked you. One and twice. They won you there at Portman Road. 2-0 away, the Chelsea fans. They're sucking on the lime. No gin and tonic, just sucking on the lime, on the lemon. And then a few days before that, if I'm not mistaken, listen, Chelsea fans, they want to sign my Mark Gahey. This is what Mark Gahey is saying to himself. If I go to Chelsea now, this is a Chelsea side. They go to Portman Road and get licked by 2 goals. And then on the Fulham Road, where your stadium is, the bridge. Real talk, on the Fulham Road. For those of you who don't know, Chelsea Stadium is not on the King's Road where the posh end is, right? It's on the Fulham Road, right? Against Fulham, against the Fulham away fans, the Chelsea home crowd at the bridge. Big up to STE in the chat, but including you. You all bottled it against the Fulham fans on the Fulham Road at your bridge. So if you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, I am Mark Gahey, you'd be like, what? 2-0 away at Tractor Boys? 2 losing to Fulham fans on the Fulham Road at the bridge? And they want me to go to that? Listen, let me tell you something. There may be more Michelin star restaurants near the bridge, but at Crystal Palace in South London, we have the best match day experience. If you pay a bit more, you can get premium tickets on the match day. Go and check the official webpage. I have nothing to do with the football club. Real talk. But we have fine food, fine wine. Shit. You'll be served your drinks with one of these. My captain, Waldy. Real talk. John Terry couldn't tie this man's shoelaces. Real talk. Let me see. What's he saying about Champions League? Wait a minute. We will have Champions League football next season. Unlike those. Do you know what? I know we're joking here and all that. Parting the joke aside. If Chelsea want to guarantee and this is going to hurt me because this could mean Mark Gahey leaving Palace. But if Chelsea want to guarantee Champions League football next season, and they were my prediction. I said it at the beginning of the predictions of my season that Chelsea will be a dark horse. Watch out for them. They'll make their way up there. But anyway, assigning players like Mark Gahey who are Premier League ready, who are ready to... Hope you're joking. I was close to pressing the report button. Look, if this guy... Look, let me tell you something. If Chelsea are serious about ascertaining and securing Champions League football for next season, making acquisitions of the likes of the calibre of Mark Gahey, number one, he's Premiership ready. He's not carrying any injuries that I'm aware of. He's had a few niggles, but no serious injuries that he's trying to shake off. He's match ready. He's a leader on the pitch. He's been a leader for country and for football club. He's true and true. You're getting a good player there. That will be making Chelsea more acceptable to your point of view that you'll be playing Champions League next season. The other thing that I think it's going wrong for Maresca at your Chelsea is that he keeps on talking about strikers of the team where he used to play. And the likes of Nicholas Jackson and Cook and all these other players that are playing offensively for you lot, they must be thinking, why is my manager talking up and hyping up strikers from other teams? And yeah, that's what did you say there? Mark in the summer at best. And come towards the end of the season, it's how you finish the Premier League, and clubs like Chelsea have got experience in there. at best. Yes, I think so, because I think after the end of this season, I think he's only got one more year. And as I say, because of the way that, quickly, just to round it off on Mark Gahey, when he left when he left Chelsea to Crystal Palace for 80 million back in the day, Chelsea have the right to have a look at any opportunity at Chelsea at Mark Gahey should he want to leave Crystal Palace. That's my understanding. Also, if he doesn't go back to Chelsea, but he goes back anywhere else, Chelsea get 20% return, not on the transfer fee, but on the profit of any future signing fee from Mark Gahey going to another club. I think it's 20 or 10%. I don't know the contracts, but there's two things that are included in that thing. And may I add, Trevor Chabala is nowhere in that contract included. So at the moment, the jamminess of all Chelsea fans out there, they're trying to move the goalposts right now and incorporate the Mark Gahey thing. I nearly said it in the patois accent, but I can't do it. The thing of the Chelsea thing from Mark Gahey to Chelsea, and they're trying to induce and open the goal line um, posts and introduce the Trevor Chabala thing in the thing. That's the treat. That's the street talk coming out of me there. Anyway, so I think for Trevor Chabala and for Mark Gahey to go to Chelsea, two things has to be on point. They both would want to do it, number one. And secondly, this brings me to the main point, and I'll shut up about this, is will they be starting for Chelsea? Because they have got lots of injuries in the positions that they play, hence why there is an interest to bring back Trevor Chabala back to the bridge, hence to look at options to bring Mark Gahey to the bridge. So, because if there wasn't, they wouldn't be looking at it. If there was no option for them to play, they wouldn't go. They wouldn't want to inquire about it because they know that the man hasn't got to play. So, but then my point is, then what happens when your injured players come back from injury to fully fitness? Um, Mark Gahey and Trevor Chabala, in my opinion, they should not be bench players. Not when they're fully fit and when they're on form. I've seen them both, more so Mark Gahey, but now I'm seeing the progression of Trevor Chabala. You can see the maturity of his mind, his football mind on the pitch, not just defensively, but also attacking wise. I think he scored 3 goals for us this season thus far, definitely 2. Um, so um, offensively and attacking, Trevor Chabala, you can see that he's an experience. He's won the Champions League at your football club, and I think the other Champions League he won it in Europe somewhere else. I don't know, but you can see the quality of the player there, the technical ability. Um, the thing is, when I think when players reach towards or going towards the last 3 to 4 years of their playing careers, their minds on football don't change, but their body starts to give up. Because I expect it's a very demanding profession to have to be a professional football player with the amount of games that they play for club and country. So I don't want to lose Mark Gahey, and I don't want Trevor Chabala to go back. We have got Chadi Riyad coming back. He's already training with us, the Moroccan international. He's absolutely brilliant for the few games that I saw him before he got injured. Um, but that was so bad for him. So we'll have to wait and see. But you kind of might have a point there. At the end of the season, might be a best opportunity. Um, um, we'll have to wait and see. At the moment, how can I put it to you this way? Chelsea know the contract situation with Mark Gahey, so they don't need to inquire to perhaps. Apparently, Chelsea are thinking of recalling Trev earlier as he looks. Yeah. What? Yeah. What I don't understand is, I mean, is my Crystal Palace like a training ground for you lot? You gave us Trevor Chabala, and we had to wait, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 4 matches to get him fully match fit again. Because your jammy Chen at Chelsea didn't allow him to train properly before we loaned him from you lot. So what are we? Are we some kind of a gym in South London for Chelsea deselected players? I know you're paying his wages, but it's taking the bubble and it's taking the piss. and now you want to pull him back because he's got back to a top form. Nah, 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 nah. Listen. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. Respect to UST, but it's Crystal Palace, a gym for players that they've found their way out of the starting 11, because that's how he's appearing to look. Nah, 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 nah. And now you have the audacity to bring the Trevor Chabala situation into and widen the goalposts to maximise your stance from Chelsea on the Mark Gahey thing. No, 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 I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. No, I'm not taking it. I don't know if that's really happening. I think those two things are separate. I don't think the people like Dougie Freeman at Crystal Palace and the other people who make decisions, the difficult decisions at Crystal Palace on players going or coming back in respect to Mark Gahey, definitely. I think those two things will be separated. The Mark Gahey and Trevor Chablan once a centre back are on. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because people outside were criticising the methods, the mechanism of the long-term contracts that Chelsea were signing players on until the FA changed the rules, etc., for fair play and all that nonsense. But it has its negatives and I think it has its positives, because now Chelsea are in a position to, as an example, what you just pointed out, think about it. It's like like a win-win situation, because players on long contracts that have been loaned out and now they're coming up to speed and they're match fit. When you loan them back, you don't have to give them their Weetabix. They already had their Weetabix at the club that they've been loaned at, so they're ready. Trevor Chabala does not need to go back to the bridge and have 1 or 2 games to get fully match fit. He's already there. So it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. I think the problem that, as an outsider looking into Chelsea, that you had before was you had Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino. I'm sure he's a good man. I'm sure he's a good coach. I'm sure he's a good manager. But look all those years the man spent at Spurs with the chicken on the boat. The man never had chicken tonight. He never had any chicken. Real talk. He never won anything at Tottenham Hotspur. And then he gone over to your lot at the bridge. Was it, how many finals did he take you to? And you lost every single final with Mauricio Pochettino. There's an old expression there. Was it Nelson? Was it Nelson, the Navy guy? And I think he said, "Get me a captain or get me a general or something." And they gave him one, and he says, "Yeah, but okay, but is he actually lucky? Is he actually lucky? Because in battle, you need to have a little bit of luck." And Mauricio Pochettino just didn't have it, and I think that was the problem. And I think also had Chelsea signed. He's playing at Galatasaray now. Oh, the name's it's gone out of my mind. Um, had Chelsea last season signed this player that plays for Galatasaray right now, and everybody's after him. Ah, oh, what's his name? I can't think of his name. But had you signed him, this is a player that's playing at Galatasaray right now. Was it Galatasaray now? Or is it But anyway, if you had signed him, you would have been in the Champions League this season. But anyway, this has turned into a Chelsea voyeur. Yeah, it could have been him. I think it might have been him. Um, I did a watch along with him, and this is where I need to sharpen up on my names of players because it's bad. Um, um, Literally, the reason why you're not in the Champions League right now is because of you just did not fix up your midfield last season, and look what you ended up. I mean, 2 seasons before that, I have Osimhen. That's it, Osimhen, and yeah, that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. So it's you need to if you get people like Mark Gahey who are Premier League leaders on the pitch ready, if you get players in now. At the moment, on the left-hand side, you've got, of course, what happened to Mudryk, and I'm sure the club will support him. He's clearly got off the field issues, and when something like that happens with a player, you've got to put the players first, his well-being, the welfare, and regardless of what you think, whether whatever, they've got to look after the not an asset, but they've got to look after the player get him back to speed, get him up. So you've got options there, and and but if you look at the European competition that Chelsea are in, the Europa League, I don't think Cole Palmer is signed up to the playing that competition because you've got so many players that can't fit in your changing room. You've had to you left him out and you're letting other players compete in that competition. But I think Chelsea will win silverware this season, and that's winning the UEFA Conference League. Oh, oh, please don't go Mateta. Oh my God, you're stressing me. Look, let me tell you something. It's not Mateta. El Monsieur, écoutez, écoutez. The man's name is Jean-Philippe Mateta. El Monsieur, Jean-Philippe Mateta. Écoutez, it's not Mateta. It's not boom, boom, boom. Mateta's in the room. Yes, that's his song. Boom, boom, boom. Mateta's in the room. No, the man's name, El Monsieur's nombre, is El Monsieur, El President-elect. Je m'appelle. The man's name is Jean Felipe Mateta. There's two things that I'm going to tell you about Philip Mateta. The first thing I'm going to tell you is real talk, because I've asked him to do a selfie. Not because I've learned that, because I've asked him to do a selfie. But I watched something on social media about him. Jean-Philippe Mateta is so humble. The man came from a council estate, from a difficult place in France. Look. Jean-Philippe Mateta, right now, you could say that you were linked to Mbappe. We've got the Mbappe at the moment. And, oh yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with the French national coach, because I think it might be Zinedine Zidane that's going to take over. The champs, I think is hanging his boots, isn't it? I hope they give Michael Olise a shot at there. Jean-Philippe Mateta is there as well. He's good. He's a good striker. Oliver Glasner has a lot to be my opinion. Excuse me. You see, this is when I just stopped there to think about it for 3 seconds. This is how annoying I don't like transfer windows, because definitely Chelsea fans out there, they will start thinking, oh, if we get rid of Nicholas Jackson or Nkunku or something like that, let's just go for Jean-Philippe Mateta, as you say. So not only do you want to pull back Trevor Chavler, not only do you want Margehi, and now you want, because you want more goals, you want to get a Premier League ready striker in Jean-Philippe Mateta. Can I just say something to you? What are you going to leave us with? Is my Crystal Palace a gym for your escapades there in football, in European football? No, that's got to stop. Unbelievable. What are you going to go for? Alice and Pete are Crystal Palace mascots as well. Listen, if I ever get a Chelsea fan on this channel, I'm gonna chop them down. They're going down, man. I'm not taking that. But I'm not doing that anyway. Now, I've not heard as a Crystal Palace. What it is at Crystal Palace is I don't really need to look at Fabrizio Romano. When there is a rumour or a whisper that somebody like Mark Gahey, Ebrieze, Jean-Philippe Mateta, anyone from the first team are being inquired about, I don't have to wait. I don't use Twitter, but you don't have to. The Crystal Palace fan base, I've learned over the decades, it's like a little knit sort of village, and the whisper just gets out. Right? You don't need social media. You don't need to buy the tabloids and read the back. You just hear about it. You just see it. Someone, it will come out. I think like Manchester United, they team Paddy McCarthy. He signed my shirt. He signed this. Where is it? Uh, no, that signature there, if you can see it, that's Daniel. That's Daniel Munoz, and this one up here, where I'm pointing, you can't really see it, but that's Paddy. Paddy, not at Ireland coach staff, and he also plays. Um, he also is our coach. Um, he is our coach. He's one of our coaches, first team coaches at Crystal Palace. He's been there for 8. Now, actually, Paddy has been at Crystal Palace before. He was there working at Crystal Palace when Mark Gahey came from your Chelsea. So I would say to somebody like Mark Gahey is talk to somebody within the game that has known him when he came at Crystal Palace as a young player and where he is now, and have a frank conversation. Somebody like Paddy, other coaches that knows about Mark Gahey, about himself when he came at Palace and where he is now, and just have a frank conversation because those are I think the words that I would say. I don't know anything about transfers or being a professional football player, but I think where Mark Gahey is at his crossroads of career to go to a club, should it be now or at the end of the season, and to go to a football club like Chelsea to be buying to win honours like Champions Leagues and Premier League titles. Talk and hear the counsel, the word from people like Paddy, professional coaches in the game that know him, that understand the game, and I think that's what Mark Gahey should do. And I'll be very surprised if he's not already done it. He will be speaking to people like that internally inside the club and listening to them because Paddy's has been there ever since he's been there. Uh, yeah. So there you go. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. And before I do that, I have to. Oh my days! It's 11:30. No way. I just got to refresh to see if there's any latest breaking news. But I got a feeling that if there was any breaking news, someone would have put it in the chat. But let me just quickly because I've lost. This is what being a football fan does to you. Before you go to sleep, you actually refresh into any transfer news in connection to your football club. And when you wake up in the morning, or if you get up between at half night, if you get up at night and you go for a piss, you're actually refreshing the phone to see if there's anything that's come out. Not as you're having a piss, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, you're refreshing. Oh, this is going so wrong. Oh, I'm going to stop talking about it. But basically, you don't stop even in your sleep refreshing your phone about see if there's any transfer updates. I think that's how I should have worded it. Um, you look out there must be thinking this guy's such an amateur. Oh my days, Crystal Palace. I've got a place where I go to get the latest of the latest, and I'm not going to reveal my sources. Yes, it's a Romain Eze. I think Romain Eze will be announced either during Saturday, Sunday, or during Monday working hours before the Millwall game against Dagenham and Redbridge up in at the down at the Den, I should say. Um, and no, this one's too far back. I can't see any breaking news more on Crystal Palace. Um, and then quickly before I end the stream, I'm going to quickly just have a little refresh on everybody else. Um, actually, hold on, I've got an idea. Quickly, I usually wake up at 3 a.m. to shout out the window to come on, you blues. Oh my god, I swear, man, I swear. If you were living next to my yard, as they say in South London, as I said, I could try and put on the patois accent, but if I do it sounds more like a Liverpool accent, and I just butcher both of them, and it just sounds bad. So I'm not going to do it because I can't do it. But if you lived in my anywhere near my yard, and it's whatever, I've got more Manchester United and more Liverpool fans living around me near my yard than Chelsea fans. Back in the day, it was mostly Arsenal fans, but now the Liverpool and Manchester United fans Oh my God, you go out to get the bread and milk from the corner shop, and a packet of Ruffmans, and you can't get to the counter because there's so many Manchester and Liverpool fans in there. I'll say no more. Um, Let me just have a look at the latest transfer news for all football clubs. Um, and I'm getting this quickly. Um, um, Caribbean. You know what? Where Selhurst Park is, actually by the petrol station, there is a little hut there. That's I'm being very particular with this now. There is a. Actually, you said about that. Okay, let me tell you something. If you ever go to Selhurst Park, I kid you not, next to the petrol station, yeah, you know that. Okay, now so you know exactly where I'm at. Okay, so say you at the club shop at the if you're at Selhurst Park and you come out at the club shop or the wonderful people that work in the box office there at Crystal Palace. So you come out of there, and in front of you, you got the petrol station there. It's a Sainsbury's petrol station there. It's usually closed because to let the fans in and out. Now, I kid you not. Listen to this. Listen to this. And you're talking about Caribbean food. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Real talk. You come out there and you turn right, and as you turn right um, of that corner, and if you're looking up the road, there is a Pelican crossing there. Way before you reach that Pelican crossing, if you just walk about 5-10 yards up, and then you just look to your left across the road, there is a house there. It's not a restaurant or anything. It's a house. There are houses there next to each other, and they have the best. You know what? I don't think it's dumplings from Jamaica. I think the food is from Trinidad. I think they're from Trinidad, and I know Jamaican food is amazing, but I think they are from Trinidad, and there's a big difference. You never tell. If you try and say to a Jamaican lady that she's the same as a lady from Trinidad, then you're gonna get stared. They're gonna look at you. They're gonna be like, huh? They're gonna look at you like that. They're gonna be like, who's this? Who's this for? In their patois accent that they say. There's a difference. It's a big difference in the food, the cuisine. Now, but basically, what I'm trying to say is, you come out Crystal Palace box office, you turn right, and as you're walking along the pavement, just look across. On match day, there is a house there, and what they've done in their front porch, what they've done is they put two trestle tables there, and they do the most amazing Caribbean food. Oh my days! Oh my days! It's absolutely lit. It's brilliant, but I don't think they are from Jamaica. Boomba, yeah, Boomba. What was it that? Big up to Troops. Um, he's had this experience. No, I'm not going to say because I might get copyright because it's a very rude word. I know, but yeah, something like that. He's Boomba. I think. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not to say. I don't want to get a warning on the channel. But yeah, but the food, my days. Um, there is now if you want Caribbean food from different islands, this is what people don't understand. When you eat Caribbean food, you need to try and understand from what island in the Caribbean you're eating the food from. I have experienced the food from Antigua, and it is absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. Of course, I've had food from Jamaica, but they're from the island itself. From what part of the island, I don't know because I've never been there. But so when you eat Caribbean food out there, I always say to people, try and ask where, um, which island you're from, and there you cannot say to me that the food from Trinidad, the food from Antigua, as an example, the food from Jamaica, um, is the same. They'll all have their individual seasoning to everything that they do. Real talk. But then you're talking about it. But anyway, so that's the bit. So you come out of the club shop, you turn right, and the house there, they put trestle tables there, and they're selling You can see it. They're just baking the food there in the kitchen, and they're bringing it. They might even in the garden. They might have the chicken going clack 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 clack, clack, and they're just like, come over here, and then that's it. They marinate the chicken thing, and then it's ready for the next day for match day. Real talk. Probably not. I'm joking, but the food is good. Anyway, but if you go towards the petrol station, there is a hut there, but they no, it's not. Is it a jerk chicken or is it the reason I don't know, I should know, is because when I go to the matches, I'm just too busy making videos for the channel. You've seen them where I upload them, so I ain't got time to go to the Caribbean shop and yam food. You know, you see me eat food, but I'm really busy before the match. But anyway, yeah, there is a hut there that sells, I think, jerk chicken, but I haven't tried it. Um, in the old days, when you walked along down that road, there was a good fish and chip shop there, and when you reach the little roundabout before you go into Thornton Heath, they used to have the best curry house in the mid 90s. Um, if you went in there before an evening kickoff and you had a sizable curry meal with at least 3 or 4 cobras, and then you go to the match, and then you have 1 pint, 2 pints, and then you watch your Palace play against Liverpool. It's perfect. You just sit upright to shout at those Liverpool fans and just put them in their place. Those were the nights, man, back in the day. But anyway, we're talking about transfers, and we're talking about dumplings and church cooking. But yeah, respect that. And also, in South London, if you haven't been, anybody out there, just get yourself down to Brixton. Go inside the Brixton market. There is wonderful stalls in there with food from all over the place, and also go and check it out if you want to check out different types of Caribbean cuisine. And it's all family orientated food down there. I can't deny. Um, Aston Villa. I'm looking to see if there's any connection, any rumours with Crystal Palace. There isn't there. Fenerbahce. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like Fenerbahce have held talks with Aston Villa over the Brazilian centre back Diego Carlos. There's too many Diegos nowadays. Back in the day, it was just Diego C. Palace, and then there's Diego Maradona. He did a hand of God. I got licks in that primary school playground when Diego Maradona did that handball. Gee, man, I'm still trembling from it. I got some licks on the playing field. I'm still living the memories. And then you had Diego Forlan, Diego Simone, Diego Carlos, even Manchester United. They've just signed Diego Leon, and from a reliable source, I'm not going to say who it is. Um, it looks like Diego Leon, who I think is 18 years old. Um, he's going to train a little bit at Manchester United for any Manchester United fans out there. I don't think Ruben Amorim is going to throw him into the squad, and but then he's going to go back from where they've signed him, and at the end of the season he's going to come back. But technically, Ruben Amorim's first signing has been a player called Diego. Man, there's only one Diego. Diego Cipadas. Please subscribe to Diego Cipadas if you're new. But yeah, it looks like Aston Villa um, are in. Well, my source here is Sky Sports. So if Sky Sports they're normally 98%. They will not put anything in there that's not substantiated. Sky Sports are good with that respect, and but for 10 mil, hell to it. So yeah, it's Diego Carlos there, and there's also information there from a Guyana winger Ernest Muma, from Lyon to Everton. That's a good source. RMC Sport in French, and Dortmund, West Ham. Do you know what? I've just read something here, and with Graham Potter having been the Chelsea manager, he would have had access to this from a status quo view of in squad depth, and to a certain extent contractual situations of players. He would have had he would have had to have had that access because he has to select a squad and then a first team for Chelsea when he was a manager there. But now that he's at West Ham, listen to this. New West Ham boss Graham Potter is interested in signing the 26-year-old English midfielder Kieran Dewsbury Hall and England fullback Ben Chigwell, 28, from former club Chelsea. But the source is not really. The source is unreliable. What the point I'm trying to make is that Graham Potter has an advantage there to help to aid West Ham scouting team, the people that bring in the players, um, to give them knowledge of potential prospect players that he could bring possibly on loan from Chelsea FC because he's been the manager there. And Chelsea will be conscious of that, so he could work both ways there. So that would be advantageous, I suppose, for West Ham. Oh my days. Do you know what? Sometimes these Chelsea fans, they're so shameless. They throw so many players and managers underneath the bus that they have no shame. No shame whatsoever. They are human beings. The message seldom. They don't even think about it. It's like, get rid, get rid, get rid. Unbelievable. James, that's what. Oh my days. I'm going to say something which I might get in trouble, but I'm going to say it because I'm a Crystal Palace fan, but big up to ST. I'm just putting a warning out there. Are you lot, is the Chelsea fans still paying for Lukaku's salary? I'm getting out of the way before the man throws something at the screen. Come on, I've got to do it. I'm a Crystal Palace fan. I have to do it. I swear, man, the reason why you guys can't sign my Mark Gahey, yeah, I know you don't, it's probably because you're still paying Lukaku's. Do you know what? Probably they're probably still paying the fact that Chelsea. I mean, the audacity of the man to go while he's been paid a wage, $1 from the Chelsea's coffers, to go into that television studio and to do that interview. I mean, that takes some cojones. I can't see the man walking down the King's Road, let alone the Fulham Road, back to the bridge, and not have a cabbage thrown at him. Like real talk from the Chelsea faithful. I tell you something, a real Chelsea fan, after what Lukaku did for Chelsea, as publicly as he did, I don't think they'll ever ask him for a selfie. Somebody that does, they clearly don't understand the upset that he caused. Um, I mean, I know of Chelsea fans that when Lukaku did that thing, they were fuming like for a month and a half. They were like still fuming. Um, it's a disrespect. It's a disrespect. Um, yeah, he hasn't recovered, in it, form wise, and he'll end up in Saudi league or something like that. Um, Everton considering I did that one. Yeah, so I have to say, Graham Potter, with his experience and access in a professional capacity as an ex-Chelsea manager, although it's been a few years, he will still understand the complexity and the status of potential Chelsea players that could be available um, for West Ham United. And in West Ham United, you got Dame Karen Brady, who is a very successful businesswoman, um, to to get any difficult deals over the line. So that'll be interesting in if West Ham now come in for some players that are they're kind of in getting not physically into the changing room, but they're kind of in getting to the team to train at Chelsea. Don't be surprised if you see that down the road. Um, there was a player. Uh, Apparently, this is from Fabrizio Romano. I'm sure everybody knows about it. Barcelona are also interested in Rashford. Barcelona are in trouble because they've re-signed, or not, they've reclassified Dani Olmo, two players at Barcelona, and La Liga are taking Barcelona to court because they're arguing. that they shouldn't be allowed to repoint Danny Amo, and there's another player. So if that doesn't happen, um, maybe Rashford could go there. But I thought Barcelona didn't have the cash to kind of pay those wages. So on top of the financial situation that they're in, but who knows? The other thing I have to say um, to any Manchester United fans out there and any Chelsea fans, anybody out there, if any of your players are linked to any European club, you have to take in consideration that there is a cap of non-EU players that are permitted to play for any EU football club. There is a cap. As an example, should Marcus Rashford was about to land at Como, the Italian side, Como would have had to release Dele Alli, who's on the books there. So if your player is linked to a European side, you've got to look straight away how many non-EU players are already at that football club that your team player is linked to. Always have that in consideration because there's no way around that. That is a law in EU law, and football clubs in the EU have to adhere to. And of course, the United Kingdom is out of Europe. Also, quickly, Barcelona, and there's no surprise, Paris Saint-Germain are looking to acquire information about the status of el colombiano, el jugador colombiano que juega por Aston Villa, John Duran, um, and the source there is a French reputable outlet there, sporting. RMC Sport, but it is in French, that one. But I'm not surprised that Paris Saint Germain could be in for someone like John Duran, because Unai Emery has Ollie Watkins playing mostly as a first choice there. Um, just trying to quickly make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Neymar made 101. Um, yeah, I saw that report and I was thinking, I know you just said Neymar made it. I think I know people are critical of football agents, but whether you like them or not, I mean, who's the other player that has had the most transfer fees? What's his name? There's a player that's accumulated the most transfers in value, and he's not a tier one player. It'll come to me again, but basically, that's been down to a good football agent. He's got a good football agent. Uh, uh, Whether it's down to what he's done on the pitch, that's another question. Um, I think he's had too many injuries, and Neymar, for club and country. But he's accumulated. Um, but I don't think he's as a brand has been as big as obviously as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. I think those two other brands are like way above that. Um, um, just quickly having. Oh, this is interesting. Oh no, but that's the Sun. Brightman and Darwin Dushan, Ipswich, Serbia, Bournemouth. Oh, this is a good source. Oh, this is in Bournemouth. So 20-year-old Denmark midfielder. Yeah, I did hear about this. Philip Billing has physically flown to Italy. Oh, so he's on his way to complete a loan move to Napoli, who are top of Serie A. Um, and so that's Bournemouth's. He's that's not talk. He's actually on the plane. He's probably just landed at Napoli National International Airport. That's Philip Billing, and I do believe that Billing was linked earlier on to wasn't Liverpool. I think it was Manchester United or somebody else up there. Um, but the man is already flown out there. So Bournemouth leaving. This is telling something that Bournemouth's players squad in there, they're attracting attraction from European sides that are at the top of their respective national league sides, and it looks like Philip Billing is leaving on loan from Bournemouth to Napoli. who are looking to win their title again. Um, Brighton was Dortmund, New Westham, but yeah, I said that. And I can't see any more rumours on my players at Crystal Palace, i.e. Ebriese, um, Mark Gahey, Munoz, or yeah, I'm going to leave that at that. Right, I'm going to call it an evening, but I can't. I have to thank everyone so much out there. But you know what? I just can't help it. But I have to check one more time. Transfer gossip. Transfer. The thing is, when you look at transfer gossips on the internet, and I don't have Twitter, you see some madness there. You see some madness of people just trying to clickbait to get traction on their channels or their Twitter accounts. And I've always wondered, do these people that make up all these stories on Twitter, do they actually get paid? Because if you don't get paid, why in the blouse and skirt are you bothered? But again, maybe it gives you, they get, if they get traction on that side, maybe it's maybe similar to TikTok, then they get diverted to the YouTube channels. It could be that. But I'm thinking if the story doesn't stand up and it doesn't have a reliable source, and then you're saying that on certain platforms, it's just a waste of time. Or maybe not for some. Maybe that's a kick for some people. I don't know. Transfer news: Manchester United decided Ramford swap. Isak to Arsenal gathers pace. What absolute nonsense! How is Arsenal going to sign um, Alexander Isak? Why would Alexander Isak go and work for Mikel Arteta? Why? I mean, don't get me wrong. As an outsider looking at Arsenal, they should have landed that, not last transfer window, the one before that. But they didn't. Um, he's not going to go there. Alexander Isak's form right now can probably walk into Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Sporting, if Kyrgios leaves there. There's Where's Arsenal in that conversation? It's not. And that's done to Mikel Arteta. What rubbish. I'm not even going to click on it, but I have talked about it. But this is the madness that you see on there. Uh, uh, there's more traction from all over the world. This is an American outlet, and they're talking about Marcus Rashford on Barcelona. But the logistics of that, it's not going to happen. I think for that to land with how Barcelona are, from my understanding, is Manchester United are not just going to have to pay the wages; they're going to have to pay something and more for that to come out. Why don't they just swap? But he doesn't mind. Frank de Jong. Why does if Manchester United player like Marcus Rashford is linked to a club like Barcelona, do a swap deal for the rest of the season with Frank de Jong? It works for Manchester United. It works for Barcelona because they need a winger, attacking winger with the injuries that they've got there. That's a no-brainer. They're both on the same amount of kind of money, I expect. The thing is, Frank de Jong doesn't want to leave apparently the life that he has in Barcelona. But I think it's more to that. I think the reason why Frank de Jong has not left Barcelona to the Premier League or anywhere else is how his contract is signed with Barcelona. If he were to do that, I think he will forfeit other benefits in his contract, maybe. Right, I'm going to call it an evening because it's midnight. I want to thank everyone out there for your contributions today. And Manchester United. Oh, this is a reliable source, Manchester Evening News, but I get people out there would have seen this. Victor Gyökeres. It looks like both clubs are talking to each other over Victor Gyökeres, which is no surprising factor because obviously Ruben Amorim was at Sporting, and Victor Gyökeres up top playing with Rushman Holland, with Bruno sitting just behind those two. and perhaps, yeah, I can see that. I can see that working. Um, I can see that working on an attacking thing. But then need to sort out the defense. And of course, the last one is I'm going to end it on this. Uh, Kivicha. Kivicha. I can't say his surname. Kivicha. Yeah, absolutely, man. Have a good one. Thank you very much, ST. I'm going to call it a night. ST, thank you very much for tuning in, and a massive thank you for the super chat that helps the algorithms by a million miles. I'm thankful to you. Thank you very much for dropping in. And also, I want to thank people in the chat. I'm sure everyone's gone to sleep. Um, but I think it was Steve RFC. There was, oh, I don't want to delete anyone by accident. How do you do this? Sam Doe, whom I believe is from Canada, but he's living in the north of the UK. Thank you very much, ST. I've just come across to your super chat there on £4.99. Thank you very much. To Semic 006, Alex SR7, Paul Brady. Who will win the Carabao Cup? Oh, I do apologise, Paul Brady. I missed your chat. Um, 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 the Carabao Cup. Um, I don't know, you know. I don't think Arsenal will do it. City's still in the Carabao Cup. I think they are, aren't they? I would say between City or Chelsea. There you go. If they're still in it. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe. Please stay warm. If you know anyone elderly, please look after elderly people out there with this mad cold weather. Check on them, make sure that they're all safe. This is Diego C. Palace. Thank you for getting me to 6 likes. If you can, if you're watching this on playback, please try and help me get to 10 likes. And please set your notification bell on at Diego C. Palace. And also, please set your notification on at any other football creators out there, content creators out there, to help them as well. But it's been a good. I only streamed half of the second half where it ended. Aston Villa 2, West Ham United 1. Thank you for helping me watch this watch along and transfer rumours at the end. And yeah, um, up the Palace, and hopefully we'll win in the FA Cup at the weekend. Stay safe and take care, everyone. Thank you for watching. Good night. Here we go.